Bad movies from good directors. How old is too old for superheroes? Glad 3-8er incoming, and the sex scene that never ends.
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call. Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblett to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates, and welcome to Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Joseph.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Tylerella.
Tylerella.
It's the new nickname that I was recently bestowed upon myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is this in response to? Is that Cinderella?
Yeah, Cinderella.
Or is it
yeah.
Cruella?
I don't know about Cruella, but
Wait, so Cinderella, the Disney movie or the band?
no, no.
Or the man?
The
No.
the Russell Crowe.
No, it's based on the Disney animated princess, Cinderella.
Tylerelli. Like
Yeah.
in day, it's Tylerelli.
Yeah, yeah. It was bestowed upon me by one of our fans
Because you were forced to work. Your fingers to the bone.
Chores.
yeah, yeah. So Tylerella is it's hitting off. It's sweeping the nation.
Do you have a dress?
Do you have a gun?
A glass shoe?
I'm not gonna say whether or not I do have one.
What does she make you wear?
So far, as far as nicknames go, D.
D?
That's a D. Great D.
I thought you were his
Oh,
nickname,
D.
nickname
Oh,
D.
Oh, I thought it was
D.
really clever.
Eye of the Tyler's probably
Eye of the
like a
Tyler's
B
good.
plus.
B plus.
Yeah.
Well, at least
I think
it's a passing grade.
T-Bone.
T-Bone's pretty good.
Ugh.
T-Dog.
Oh
T-Money.
no.
Your cat's name has a $sign in it.
T-Cash.
And,
True.
you've grown at being called T-Money?
I don't. I don't.
T-Rad.
No. Let's just stick with the movie references.
Hey, welcome back, Tyler,
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me back.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
great to be back in the
having you.
studio again.
for allowing you back in.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
This
it's great to be back. I had to fight a bunch of Wolverines out in Alaska last weekend, so that
What do you think I was doing? Gosh.
yeah. Thank you for getting the reference.
Yeah.
He was in a helicopter shooting Wolverines.
Yeah.
With a
I'm on the
freaking
streets. I'm a tough guy. Don't mess with me. I'm gonna shoot you
To
Yeah.
Wolverine.
with a freaking
Yeah.
12 gauge.
with the freaking 12 gauge.
What do you think?
Man. Yeah. But yeah, it's great. I'm very happy to be back.
Was our
I miss this.
and you last week what was the movie you reviewed? It was
My movie.
Tiptoes. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Tiptoes.
Yeah.
How'd you like that episode, Tyler?
I thought that
Did you
was
listen to
I did. It was it was a strong episode. I think there was something missing from it. Mostly myself.
Oh, okay.
But I thought it was. You guys reviewed it very well. I wish I could have participated more in the discussion rather than my Letterboxd interview, which I kind of butchered a little bit. But
It's all right. Totally fine.
everyone got the point. So
Yeah. We figured it
We
out.
got the gist.
Yada yada yada. 1 star, half star F.
yeah, that movie was awful. I can't believe, Joseph, you made me watch it.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
Great, terrible movie.
It wasn't even
The
a great
worst.
It was
The worst. Every decision.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It was
but
funny.
Hey, you know what? On a positive note, we're in fall finally.
Yeah.
We've been in fall for a while.
Well, I mean, technically we were, but now we are like in the midst of fall weather.
Sort of. It's still like 80 degrees outside.
But that's Sacramento. Like, I mean, you're not gonna get a Manchester
At this point,
or
though,
Massachusetts.
like last year, I feel like it was definitely not above 80 degrees.
Nah.
I don't know.
That's right. Today I wore pants for the first time on a weekend in like 6 months.
It has been nice. It's been nice, but I wish
I
it
like
was
shorts.
cooler. I wish I could tell. You know, leaves aren't turning.
What are you talking about? There's leaves on the ground.
You know, I'm heartbroken because I can't just wear a hoodie and pants all the time.
Yeah. Soon, Joseph. Soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's goddamn hurricanes and heat records over here.
I know. I mean,
Hurricane Heat Records.
they warned
great
us.
Band name.
Oh, that is a good band name. They warned us. They were like they told
I think that's
the
a Bring Me
scientists
the
told
Horizon
us.
album.
Is it? They
Why
told
are,
us.
we
that-
why are we talking about weather? Tyler, why are
Anyway-
you bringing down this damn road? This isn't even your episode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Anyway, well,
You wanted to reclaim
as you
his
can
time
tell,
from last week.
as you can tell, listeners, we do have a great show for you today. Don't let the beginning of it
yeah.
tarnish your experience.
Disparage it.
Banner.
Welcome everyone on YouTube and live and otherwise, and of course, those of you classmates listening to podcast land.
Yeah.
Let's get into some Gab and Chatter.
Oh, you snuck that up on me real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, let me find it.
Find some charity, ye lad. Now's the time for Gab and Chatter.
Gab and Chatter movie news, things to talk about, movie related, hopefully. Pete,
Yes.
what do you have?
So I posed a question to the class on the Facebook page, and I just want to reiterate it here and have a little bit of a discussion. So the question is, what is a bad movie or a movie that you particularly don't like, and you from a director that you do like?
Just like or love?
Whatever you like. If you're like, ooh, can't wait, Danny Boyle movie, and then you get something that just pisses you right off.
It just pisses me right off.
Tyler, you had a specific movie in mind.
Yeah, Men from Alex Garland. While not a movie that I thought sucked, I was let down by it because there was at least for all three of us, there was a lot of hype going into that movie. I don't know what I was expecting,
But not that.
Yeah, definitely not that. I think it was. I think I just overhyped myself.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense with a director like that.
Because I was coming off the high of Annihilation, and then so hearing him getting another movie, because Annihilation commercially wasn't successful, so I was afraid that he wasn't going to get any more bigger budgeted work again.
Joseph, what was your pick?
Well, the question was a director that you love, not just like. Because there are a lot of directors that I like or admire that have movies that I don't like. Like, for example, Men.
Okay.
Like, I don't love Alex Garland, but I like him.
Okay. Do you like him? Like him?
Like him?
No. But there's it's hard for me to say a director that I love, or my answer was, it's hard for me to love a director when I don't like most of the work, or think at least all of the work
has
is
value.
is at least good, and definitely none of it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
I would classify.
So you can't pick like a Denis Villeneuve movie that sucks or a Nolan movie that sucks.
I wouldn't say any of the movies that they've made suck. Or I hate or something.
It's a non-answer, but okay.
But that's the question, because then you're asking me what's a director that I love?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's it would be I haven't seen all of Malik's work. I'm not sure if I would think the other stuff, maybe his more newer stuff, would not be as good as the other stuff.
I think Hidden Life is the newest stuff, isn't it? Or do you mean like Knight of Cups and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the kind of lesser known.
I'm gonna get to those one day.
Or I could say I haven't seen all of Denis Villeneuve's stuff. I mean,
Polytechnique is good.
I've seen Polytechnique. That's good.
What's the other one? It's called Avalanche or
There's Maelstrom.
Maelstrom. That's the one I'm thinking of.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Enemy, I would say is I wouldn't say it sucks,
Just not
but
as
I just
most memorable.
didn't hit me that hard.
Yeah.
It is memorable in a sense. It's so fucking weird, but it's hard for me to say this sucks, but I love you.
Yeah.
I'm in love with you.
Well, I love the Coen brothers and I hate Lady Killers. That movie stinks.
Yeah,
It's not a good movie.
heard
And it's one
good
of the only
things.
movies that they've directed that they didn't write themselves too. It's an adaptation. It's like a remake, I think. So I'm going to go down. I have a list of 50 great movies or terrible movies by great directors from Rolling Stones. And I'm not going to read all 50 of them, but I'm going to touch on some from some more notable directors we've talked about on the show.
Okay.
Number 49, The Fountain from Darren Aronofsky. Have you guys seen that?
Not a long time.
Not in a long time. That's with Hugh Jackman?
Yep. And Rachel Weisz.
I remember not hating it.
My brother Michael Greaves loves that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember it being really interesting.
Yeah.
I remember not quite understanding it when I was younger, so I think I need to give it a rewatch. Okay, next one up. Number 39, Jupiter Ascending from the Wachowskis.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah. I haven't
that
seen
would
it.
be so stupid.
Yeah, I've not heard great things about it.
Tanning Tatum is on a
That's right, Channing
On
Tatum.
Jupiter?
no, he's on like roller skates that fly,
Wow.
like flying roller skates,
like-
Jet skates.
space skates.
He's like Hermes.
Yeah.
And Mila Kunis is the romantic lead. Okay. It's just the tone's not good. The plots, I don't even remember any of the plot, but I just remember thinking, "Fuck is this? Why?"
Yeah.
None of it makes sense.
Sounds like the Wachowskis.
Next up, Downsizing from Alexander Payne.
I like that movie.
I thought it was interesting,
It turned depressing really quickly.
and it also kept me engaged because I'm like, "What the fuck is
I know.
happening?"
It also is a little bit long, I will say.
Yeah,
but
too long.
It was not that bad.
Yeah, it's all right. You seen Downsizing, Tyler?
I have not, no.
It's kind of a crazy concept.
Okay, so next up, The Stepford Wives from Frank Oz, which I don't know if I would call Frank Oz a great director. He's an interesting
From the Muppets.
Yeah, he's an interesting personality. He's Yoda. He's Fozzie Bear.
Stepford Wives, that's with, who the frick is that actress's name?
It's like Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. That's
And
who I
Matthew
was thinking of.
Broderick.
Yeah.
Broderick, isn't that?
Yeah,
I
Walken too.
I enjoyed that movie enough.
I
Like
don't
I
think I've ever seen it really.
it's
I rewatched it like last year, I think, and it was like I don't even think it made streaming picks.
Yeah.
it wasn't great.
it's definitely like a lower tier mid movie.
It's like Burton Light. Like it was trying to be like a very similar to like
Isn't it, they're
Edward
all
Scissorhands.
robots or something?
Yeah, they're replaced with robots essentially.
I mean it's okay, but I mean
And it's a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a trend here. Okay, number 26, Wild Wild West from Barry Sonnenfeld.
The Will Smith,
Yeah,
Kevin
that-
Kline.
Will Smith,
Yeah.
Kevin Kline.
I remember enjoying it as a kid.
Yeah.
It was fun. The giant like steampunk spider.
Steampunk Spider, yeah.
I mean that's the only thing that's memorable of that movie. Other than that,
And the
it's just
soundtrack.
Very,
Yeah, I was gonna say the Will Smith title track.
Yeah.
Wild Wild West.
The
Yeah.
magnet collar things are pretty funny.
I don't remember that part.
I did rewatch that movie, not recently, but like in relative sense, I did rewatch it. Like
A recent
maybe-
event in Tyler's history.
Yeah, and it was like probably like 5 or 6 years ago. I rewatched it, and I was
Go to the
like,
3 up.
this
Wild
is-
Wild West?
Yeah, Wild Wild West. And so like yeah, the spider, the song, and I mean I guess like I think
Who's the villain in
Kenneth
that?
Branagh.
Is it Branagh?
Yeah.
Oh god, he's so weird in that. He's a weirdo.
He's kind of like John Malkovich in Hitchhikers. He's
Yeah,
like half a body
Yeah.
and he's got robot legs.
yeah.
All right, moving on. This one I take personal offense to because I just got this on 4K from Robert Zemeckis. Death Becomes Her.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
I haven't seen it.
Fucking great movie.
I've seen
It's so ridiculous.
I've
and over
seen
the top.
scenes from it. I know it's like a dark comedy.
It's a goofy dark comedy.
Yeah.
It has a kind of a similar vibe to something like a Beetlejuice,
Okay.
where it's definitely campy, definitely schlocky. The effects are not played serious.
You got Meryl Streep,
Meryl Streep and
Bruce Willis.
Oh gosh, who is the redhead in it?
Julianne Moore.
No, it's
Isla Fisher.
No, it's
Kate
from
Winslet?
Overboard.
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Goldie Hawn. Let me see here. Death Becomes Her.
She's not redheaded, is she? I thought
In
she
the
was-
in the movie, she's redheaded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Goldie Hawn, Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, and Isabella Rossellini.
Oh.
And
Rosalini.
Isabella, and she gives them this like the potion of life, and they drink it, and they
Oh, that's right.
they
Oh my
can't-
god.
they
Yeah.
basically it's the substance before
Yeah.
the substance,
You'll never age a day after you drink this.
and they don't die. Yeah. At one point, he blows a hole in her with a shotgun, and it's a cartoonish
Yeah.
circular
Yeah.
hole. You know,
Oh man.
that's a really fun movie. So so that's a terrible
Bad pick.
pick from his Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones has some of the worst lists on the planet.
Yeah, they have some bad takes.
Alien 3, David Fincher.
No.
Don't like it.
I mean,
No, I mean I'm just saying I don't agree with that.
of his catalog, is it the worst one though?
Compared to, I don't know, probably like that and Pie, maybe.
He didn't do Pie. That was Darren Aronofsky.
So Aronofsky, yeah, you're right. I get the Darrens and the Darryls and the Davids mixed
Yeah.
up. Fincher, what else did he do that's considered bad?
What was that short he did for Netflix? The monkey one?
That's
No, that's
Lynch.
David Lynch.
Oh, dang
We're
it.
all
See,
fucked
yeah,
up.
we're
I can understand why people don't like Alien 3, and I rewatched it for my Alien ranking, and the CGI is really way worse than I even remember, even from when we reviewed it for the show.
Really?
But I watched the theatrical cut, and that stinks. The assembly cut's really good, though.
Yeah, I like
I
the
mean,
assembly cut.
what other movies has he done that is not good?
I can't think of really any.
He has 95 directing credits.
Yeah, a lot of music videos, I think.
Nine Inch Nails.
Number 11 is my pick, The Lady Killers from Coen Brothers. Just not good.
Yeah.
Not good movie. Ooh, Joseph, number 10, How the Grinch Stole Christmas from Ron Howard.
That is that's criminal.
I know. You got to meet that movie on its own terms. You can't be like, oh, this movie sucks because it's like a fever dream and a Dr. Seuss. It is. It's a Dr. Seuss movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the
They're all
whole,
fever dreams.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Fincher has a shit ton of music videos.
Yeah, before he got big, he did pretty much exclusively music videos.
Yeah.
Number 8, Amsterdam from David O. Russell. Not
Never saw it.
terrible, but it's just too long, and there's just a lot too much going on with
There's a
it.
lot of people in it.
Yeah, there's a lot in it, a lot there. Star Wars Episode 1 from George Lucas, Phantom Menace.
I would say Attack
Oh.
of the Clones would be worse.
Yeah.
I think so.
I would say
Jar Jar's hard to forgive, though.
Yeah. I mean, Phantom, it's
Bad.
not
It's
Fun to
bad.
watch.
it's not good, but as far as like introducing like a whole new generation to Star Wars, it was
Yeah.
it was an okay stepping
was-
stone.
it was bad.
For
It was bad. Number 5, Planet of the Apes from Tim Burton.
oh, I like that movie. That's his worst one.
Sucks. The movie
I mean,
sucks.
Alien 3 was Fincher's first debut.
Yeah, his first feature.
And then he made 7.
And it was
Then
heavily,
he made 7.
And then he made The Game. And then he made The Fight Club.
My
The,
sis-
the
my
Fight
si-
Club.
My
The
sister's
Fight
in the chat. Hi, Jessica.
And then he made The Panic Room. And then he made The Zodiac.
Okay.
So he should.
And then he made the girl with the dragon tattoo.
And wasn't
Yeah, he
he
did.
given Alien 3 like while it was already in production? Like he was given this project, so he had to like scramble to like make
don't know.
it. I'm pretty sure that's like the lore of
Well,
Alien 3.
I don't think he had to scramble necessarily, but they cut the shit out of it. All right, so next up is the ill-fated remake of Psycho from Gus Van Sant,
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
which
not that great.
again, I haven't seen enough of his stuff to be able to say he's a great director. Drugstore Cowboy, I thought was pretty good.
It's got a notable name.
Oh, I love Drugstore Cowboy. Yeah.
It's fine. Good Will Hunting, fantastic. And then I added To Die For onto my list recently. I've heard a lot of people buzzing about that movie recently, and I've never even heard of it
Is that a
before.
Mr. Van Sant?
It's a Van Sant joint. Okay, almost near the top. That was number 4. Number 3, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull from Steven Spielberg.
That's his worst movie?
They're saying these are just terrible movies from great directors.
Yeah,
I would-
yeah.
War Horse is pretty bad.
Besides maybe 1941, which I've heard is like one of the worst movies,
Really?
which is a Steven Spielberg movie. I mean, Crystal Skull stinks. It's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
1941 with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the number 1 on the list, Francis Ford Coppola's Jack.
Jack?
Yeah, Jack.
What?
Jack's the worst.
Oh, his worst.
His worst, yeah.
But it's the number 1 worst movie a director has made.
I think they're saying it's like the chasm between they're great and
Godfather to Jack?
Yeah, Godfather to Jack. Apocalypse
When was
Now
this
to
list?
Jack?
When was this list made?
I don't know.
Because now we have Megalopolis.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I like Jack.
I like Jack too.
It's a cute movie.
It's a kids movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different. There definitely could be. This was made in March of this year.
It's kind of a weird version of Big, but like it's medical.
So, anyways, that's all the discussion I got.
Okay. Tyler.
Good directors can make bad movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Stars, they're just like us.
And bad directors can make. Let's do our inverse list.
Okay, we'll do that next
A
week.
director you hate with the movie you love.
Yeah, I'll do that next week.
That's
I'll do some research.
actually not a bad idea. I like that. So Andrew Garfield said that he felt too old to audition for Spider-Man, and he treated his audition as not giving an F, and I don't give an F, and so
Give a
I don't
what?
give an F.
I don't give a frank?
A flip?
A fizzle?
flip, yeah, he didn't give
frick.
he didn't give a flip. Andrew Garfield was the latest guest on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. There's too many podcasts today, sort of God.
Yeah, we should
And-
cancel this one.
No, we need to We need to stay. People
Go for it!
people depend on us.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is that? That's a new drop?
That's a good one. So he goes on to saying he remembered feeling too old to play Peter Parker / Spider-Man when he walked into audition for The Amazing Spider-Man. He'd end up getting the lead role, which spanned the 2012 film and its 2014 sequel, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Garfield credited his acting coach, Greta Seacat. That is an awesome last name.
Okay.
Greta
Seacat?
Seacat.
Is it spelled exactly how it sounds?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Seacat. Seacat. Greta Seacat.
Greta Seacat.
I hope you're listening because I want some. I want some
I want
notes
some sea cat.
I want to take. I want to take your last name.
for helping him nab Spider-Man as her advice before his screen test made him treat it like it doesn't fucking matter.
He was 29 when he filmed that.
Right.
Spider-Man.
How old was how old do you think Tobey Maguire was?
He was 31. I don't
How
know.
do you just knew that off the cuff?
I don't know. He just
awesome.
looks like he's 31.
Like perpetually, he's 31. I did the first audition and thought that's that. I'm too old. I felt I was too old, Garfield said. Just generally, I was like, I am 25 or 26 and playing a high schooler. I know I got good genes and all, but I don't know. That's not going my way. I was surprised to be given an opportunity to screen test, which I thought is pretty surprising because he's a very talented actor. So I would think that like the producers and director and writers that's Andrew Garfield.
Tobey Maguire was 26.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
when
so
he filmed. Little bit younger. Still, I mean, Tom Holland was like 7.5 or something like that when he filmed.
Height-wise.
Yeah.
yeah, height-wise.
He had the energy of a youthful child.
You know, I don't really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, why not?
I don't know. There's something about his face that I don't like. I like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, and I like Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, but Tom Holland just did not do anything for me, and it kind of angered me in some ways.
Holland?
Yes.
Maybe you're just a bully. Maybe like you're picking on the little kid.
Because he's short.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, Greta gave me an acting adjustment. She goes on to say, you have to treat this screen test as if you're making a short film with all your high school friends. That allowed me to go, fuck it. He continued, keep the channel open. Be free. This doesn't matter. Treat this like it doesn't fucking matter. That's when whatever talent you do have can just be there. You're a child again. You're emotionally available, and you're not right. No,
What?
And you're not.
Tyler loves this because this is the first time he's read this.
No, this isn't. This isn't. My reading comprehension's a little spotty right now. You're emotionally available, and you're not tight and trying to get it right. That's what it was. A little tongue twister.
Okay.
I remember that feeling of it's always about I don't give a fuck with this Garfield.
What's with this guy not giving an F?
I know. Come on. Is he British?
Yeah.
He is.
Yes.
I thought he was American.
Thought he was American.
Well, so I mean,
Andrew Russell Garfield is an English and American actor, born in Los Angeles.
I mean, but the point I'm bringing up is that I'm really glad that Andrew Garfield can like approach like an audition that he might think he won't get, but he just goes out and he throws out his chops and people love it. I'm
glad for Andrew Garfield.
I can't even think.
And he doesn't even care. He doesn't give an F.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. And so it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder that maybe if some of the other great actors in Hollywood, if they have auditioned for roles that they think that they probably would not have gotten.
You know who does give a fuck is Val Kilmer. That dude prepped hard for auditions.
Oh yeah.
He would make like weeks worth of tape.
Yeah. For his his role in Tombstone, he
had tuberculosis.
Yeah, he got TB on purpose.
He infected himself with tuberculosis. It was crazy.
You want to hear something interesting about that? That line from Tombstone where he says, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
He doesn't. That's not what he's saying.
Yeah, it's not Huckleberry like Huckleberry Hound.
Mm-hmm.
He say it's Hucklebearer.
Hucklebearer.
And a huckle is the handle on the side of a casket. He's basically saying, I'll kill you and I'll carry you out to be buried.
Oh.
I'll be your hucklebearer.
But the way he says it sounds like
Yeah.
Huckleberry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huckle-
I gotta rewatch Tombstone.
Huckleberry.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Sounds hard to.
There's some parts in that
hard to
movie
say.
that kind of stink. The whole like, what's his name? The guy that played Snake Plissken. What's his name?
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell. Yeah. His whole like romance thing where he's like riding the horse and rolling around in the flowers in the field and stuff.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm like, what is this?
That felt
What
a little.
is this?
Yeah,
Right,
that
Hallmark.
that felt a little bit out of place. But it kind of made me wonder, like, is there any other actors out there who just like did an audition just because like their agent said, well, you should just try it
That's
out.
literally all of them. They're like, you need to work.
That's their job.
You
right?
need to pay me.
Well, I know,
So
but
go to the fucking audition,
but the-
you old bastard.
But yeah, at 26, yeah, you old bastard. It got me thinking though, and I kind of want to do some research on it. That is there any other actors who like basically had a role fall onto their lap that they didn't really care for, but ended up killing it?
How are we supposed to know that?
Most of Bruce Willis's career, probably.
I don't even care.
Yeah,
Nor do I want this. I don't even like acting.
I think like Nick Cage, maybe a lot of his stuff.
He just says yes to everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah,
He's like-
that's true.
my broker says yes.
I feel like he
I need to
owed
pay the IRS.
he owed China a lot of money or something.
He owed the IRS a ton.
Yeah.
Him and Wesley Snipes were like about to go to jail
Wesley Snipes did go to prison for tax evasion
because he stopped working. He's just like, I'm gonna ride that Demolition Man money until the ground.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you can infer of his attitude towards life in regards of Wesley Snipes, because on the set, I think it was like Blade Runner, or not Blade Runner, Blade 2, he was just getting stoned in his movie trailer the whole time. And the reason why he had to wear sunglasses all the time because his eyes were really red because he was high.
There is no racial bigotry here.
You're not allowed to say that, Tyler.
Why? What did I do?
Blade 2 is so sick.
I love Blade 2.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dope.
Aren't they making another Blade?
He was
According to Wesley Snipes in Deadpool and Wolverine, they're not.
Oh,
Talk about that later.
dang.
Anything else, Tyler?
No, that's it.
All right, me.
You,
what do
Joseph.
I have? I got a couple things. So I guess another Andrew Garfield story.
Wonderful.
Piggybacking off of what Tyler's talking about. So he's in a movie coming out soon. It's an A24 movie starring Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield called We Live in Time. And
We Live in Time.
Looks really sad.
We Live in Time. And
That name sucks.
all right, take it easy.
He's easy there, Tyler.
We live in time.
Easy there, Tyler.
We Live in Time.
Liler. Wait, Tylee? That's it, Tylee.
Tyler Ren.
That's an A. That nickname's an A.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, so he's been doing press. They've been both doing press, and he was on the Happy Sad Confused podcast.
Oh, motherfucker. This
This-
podcast
the-
gets too much ink.
The very same podcast. It's like we have a stock in it or something.
Yes. It's the same interview.
And it was in front of a live audience that this was recorded, and there was a video of it on YouTube, and he did this.
Well, I
interview.
mean, we have a live audience right now.
Yeah, we do. And so he is recounting some scenes that they filmed in this movie, and it's like a love story that takes place over like a period of years of their
You
relationship.
mean time?
Yeah, through time. We live in time.
Yeah. And
Easy, Tyler.
What?
Let him get the story out.
Sorry.
And so they're talking about a sex scene that they did, Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. And it was the first take of this specific sex scene. And he says, we do the first take of this very intimate, passionate sex scene, and it's a closed set, which means it's only me, Florence, in a room together, and the camera operator, who is the director of photography, and a very lovely man called Stewart.
Stewart.
That's the name of the DP. The scene becomes passionate, and we choreographed it, and we get into it, as it were, and we go a little bit further than we were meant to, just because we never heard cut. And it's feeling safe, and we're like, okay, we'll go to the next thing, and the next thing. We'll let this progress.
By the end of it, there's taking a Cleveland steamer on her.
Oh, God.
Garfield continued, telepathically, we're saying to each other, this definitely feels like a longer take. However, neither of them heard director John
what I'm
Crowley
saying.
stop the We Live in Time scene. I look up, Garfield looks up, and in the corner is Stewart and our boom operator. Stewart has the camera by his side, and he's turned into the wall. And so he's basically just turned away from them as they're, and because they were so into it, groaning and moaning very loudly, they couldn't hear.
Dear God.
They couldn't hear the director yell "cut,"
She just thought it was Andrew Garfield yelling "fuck."
yeah, fuck,
Oh fuck!
fuck harder.
God damn, dude.
And all I could think was,
Very good. Very good.
yeah.
Kevin in the chat says that's method acting.
I know. And thinking doing scenes like that, just in general, has got to be strange to do, like in any case, in any scenario, in any situation, in any setup.
Yeah.
Just to do in general, but then to like do it and then just like not know when to stop.
It's like you'd think that there would be some sort like
this,
Some cue.
like the DP wasn't like, "Hey guy," he said cut. Like,
that's how Tyler knocks on my front door whenever he comes into the house. His knock is like,
just
I'm like, just knock,
I
knock on the door loud.
I don't want them to know that I'm here.
Yeah, they already know you're there. It's fine.
Oh, that is so that.
I heard that story, and then everybody who posted on Twitter just retweeted it with the guy standing in the corner from Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Is the DP?
I know. He's sitting in the cuck chair.
What? So wait a second. So at some point they just kept going, and he was so embarrassed that he turned away.
Huh? Turned away. Oh, the
turned
DP.
into the camera, into
like
the corner?
yeah, because he heard them say cut, but then the actors didn't, so he just, I'll just turn around.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So the director says cut. DP goes, they're not stopping. So this is not a scene anymore.
But no one decided to like intervene. Like, hey guys,
Hey,
tap him on the ass.
Hey everybody, just so you
It's
know,
like,
it stopped.
but I mean, like,
in this world, it's just like in Windy City Heat, where there's actual full penetration.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the director's like, no, I guess we're getting good stuff here.
Yeah, hold on, let me get some coverage and get a POV.
well, I mean, like, who would it? Who like? I mean, are you
They're
really
holding
gonna,
it around him like this.
You're really gonna stop with Florence Pugh? Come on.
That's a very creepy thing to say, Tyler.
Yeah, it was weird that when Andrew.
Well, I mean, like, in a consenting
It was
way.
weird when Garfield said, "Now I become death, destroy our world." That was a weird line to include in that scene.
I know.
A little bit out of place, don't you think?
Yeah, and then afterwards, the DP's recording them sitting naked in a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Analyzing what they did.
Wow.
So that was a kind of a funny thing that happened. And this movie's coming out this year soon.
I like their press is good. Their press for this is funny.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she's a very realistic person, and Garfield kind of reminds me of Jake Gyllenhaal, where they're just kind of goofy, normal people.
Yeah.
And when you interview them, they say normal, strange things.
Yeah.
Instead of like the pre-prepared publicist answers, you know?
Yeah, they seem like they have actually like good chemistry. So hopefully the movie's good.
You know who else has good chemistry? Bill Nye the Science Guy, am I right? Very good. Thank you.
The crickets like it.
All right, so my next story, Gladiator 2 is coming out soon, next month, I believe.
I can't believe that's happening.
I'm so excited for that.
November. And Ridley Scott is already toying with the idea for Gladiator 3.
Will he even be alive to do it? Like,
I don't know. He's in the prime of his life. He's only 79 years. I don't know how old he is.
no, he's in his 80s.
And yeah, so he's gonna make Gladiator 3 possibly. The last thing that I heard from him, I don't know if it was from his Twitter page. I don't know if he has a Twitter page. But it was a quote from him saying like, "I've already got the first 8 pages." All right, only like 118 more pages to
We're
go.
already there, man. The rest writes itself.
Yeah,
He's 86.
80. So he's even older, almost 90 years
Good
old.
for 86.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
all
as
the-
grumpy as ever.
It's all the hatred he has for doing press.
Yeah.
That
He
keeps
was
him
born
young.
in 1937. That's how math works.
I wonder if he listens to Hawk Tua. Talk to him.
Talk to a.
Him and Jimmy Carter.
You know, I saw like a still from the film that's they filled the Coliseum full of water.
Yeah,
There's a water fight,
yeah.
A water
like
fight.
a boat fight,
And
they have jet skis.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
There's sharks with lasers on their
And
heads.
it's supposedly the water Coliseum battle is historically accurate.
Yeah, I've heard
Really?
that. I've heard
Yeah.
that too. That's why it's so deep. I don't know.
That's so deep. That's great.
They should have done that in Star Wars in that Coliseum
Hell yeah.
battle.
It's like a Pokemon arena.
So
at that
yeah,
point.
Gladiator 3.
Can't wait.
Quote from Ridley Scott: "Seriously, I've lit the fuse. Like seriously, guys, I'm gonna do it." You would have thought that he lit the fuse when he made the first one, like back in 2000.
All right. Knock on wood, this doesn't happen, but Ridley Scott writes Gladiator 3, starts shooting it, day one, dies. Who takes over?
Oh, God.
Repeat the question. Sorry.
Who takes
Ridley
over?
Scott writes the script, gets funding, starts production on the first day of shooting. They get 1 day in, and then he dies that night. Who takes over on directing?
Quentin Tarantino.
Talking like we're talking a Kubrick AI situation.
Didn't even love.
Well, he's not available.
Why is he not available?
Because he's making Dune Messiah.
Oh, okay.
But you're right. That is probably the really good answer.
Can you imagine Quentin Tarantino taking over that project? Yeah, guys, I got this. It's Gladiator 3.
What was that? Him snorting cocaine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna do. We need a foot shot right here of Mila Djokovic.
Okay.
Please clap.
So
I'm gonna say Jan de Bont. Jan de Bont.
What he Twisters? What did he do?
Twister, Speed, Deep Blue Sea.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because I want the whole Coliseum to be full
Michael
of water
Bay.
and sharks. Michael Bay wouldn't be a bad one. It would be a very different movie.
It would. Yeah.
J.J.
anyways.
Abrams.
Oh, J.J. Abrams. Yeah, come back, J.J.
Where are you, JJ?
He's been doing TV, I think, and like producing.
Producer of Cloverfield. Where are you? So yeah, I'm already toying with the idea of Gladiator 3. You know, seriously, I've lit the fuse. Oh, he did say that. The ending of Gladiator 2, spoilers, I guess, is reminiscent of The Godfather, with Michael Corleone finding himself with a job he didn't want and wondering, now, Father, what do I do? So the next film will be about a man who doesn't want to be where he is. Okay, well, I guess he just ruined Gladiator 2 for everybody.
Yeah. Technically, you did.
I guess so.
For our audience.
This is out in public forums, so...
Steven says Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. A historical, like an ancient historical movie from Nolan.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I would like that.
Well, Nolan did he did The Prestige. That's a
That's not
period piece.
ancient.
It's a period piece, though.
Yeah, it's not ancient.
Real quick, before we move on any further, your fan club is in the chat, Tyler.
Huh? Who?
Steven says, Tyler, I want you to know that I sincerely enjoy you and your takes, your true blue personality, and it's wonderful and outrageous.
Oh, thank you.
And then he says, Tyler, the impression king.
Aw.
We want to give. I wanted you to do like a Jamaican accent.
Do an Asian accent, Tyler.
There is no racial bigotry.
Yeah, do it Asian. Do it like a Ninja Turtles.
Do a Jackie Chan.
Don't really. Please don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. But
And anything else about Gladiator?
Gladiator 3, I mean, who knows when the fuck that would come out, right?
2030.
Scott also chatted to Empire that Gladiator 2 begins with probably the biggest action sequence I've ever done. Probably bigger than anything in Napoleon. Although the filmmaker didn't share too many details about the opening action sequence. I mean, he always spoiled the ending of the movie.
yeah.
He did tease a moment where Mescal's Lucius faces a rhinoceros in the Colosseum.
Cool.
Computerization and AI, you have to embrace it. Oh, come on. Scott said
Bitch.
Scott said of building the computer-generated rhino for the scene. I can have a computer read every molecule and wrinkle on a rhino and then cut it on a thick piece of plastic, absolutely as a rhino's body, which is then tailored to a skeleton shape. I have this thing that can do 40 miles an hour, spin on the spot, wag its head and snarl. A 2-ton rhino with a guy on its back? I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Sounds like a good Saturday night.
I guess so. But yeah, Gladiator 3.
8 pages in.
Yeah, he's got a script to write or script to finish, and then yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the second one's good.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I still need to watch Napoleon.
Napoleon, it's
Yeah,
all right.
I think I'm gonna take a day off or a couple days
just-
off from work just to watch movies.
There's a director's cut now. It's 45 minutes longer.
Hell yeah!
It's actually over 3 hours long now.
It used to be the barrier of entry was that it was very long, just like Killers of the Flower Moon. And then they release a director's cut and add an hour, and I'm like, all right, I'm in now.
All right, I guess I'll watch Rebel Moon.
Yeah, we're gonna watch both Rebel Moons back to back with Tyler.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, that's all I have for news. So let's get into some stream picks.
Movies.
Wanna watch a movie?
Yes, I do. Disney Plus. Oh, HBO Max.
If I don't get the pick, show's over.
I have grown accustomed to Hulu Plus.
Amazon Prime? I like Netflix.
You found the pick.
Stream picks.
I like your dramatic pauses before you say things.
Movies that we watched on the streaming services that we will either recommend or not recommend to you to watch or not watch, whatever you want.
Just rolls right off the tongue.
Pete, what do you have?
So I got a number of movies. I'm just typing in the chat. I want to see if anybody in the chat's got streaming picks to recommend. I'm in the middle of a not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger binge. I'm watching the entire series.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a mega podcast with some fellas from another movie show. It's like 5 of. I've done the Halloween mega episode with them. I've done the Child's Play mega episode with them. Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
Yes. And now it's time for Freddy, and then eventually it will probably be the Leprechaun series.
Oh God.
Yeah. I've also done the Hellraiser. So far, Hellraiser, and that I wasn't on the show for that. I was just for fun. I think it was actually 4 binge movies, but I was just participating, watching along. And Hellraiser's has the lowest lows.
I'm sure
of the franchise, of any of the franchises.
I remember you disparaging a lot of the sequels.
It is bad. So I'm in the middle of a Nightmare on Elm Street. I will not give my rankings until later. But
How many do you have left to watch?
5 in. There's 2 more.
Does Freddy vs. Jason count?
It is. I'm going to watch that as well, and the new one with Jackie Earl Haley.
Oh, okay.
The reboot from 2019 or something. Yeah. So there's technically 7 from the original series, then Freddy vs. Jason, then the reboot. So 9. I'm going to do 9. So I just finished number 5, Dream Child. Yeah. And best one of the bunch. So far.
Really?
Saying right now. I think that one's got the lowest rating of all the movies I've seen, and it's the funnest. Freddy calls Freddy, right before killing somebody, calls him a bitch like 3 times. He's like, think again, bitch. Like, he cuts her throat. He turns one guy into like a robot motorcycle creature. That's how he kills him.
What?
Yeah, it's really
that sounds awesome.
How does that work?
He's riding a motorcycle and he looks down and Freddy's face is the gas tank and it's like hold on tight. And then and like the cables start coming into the guy's hands or his hand. It's like Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Yeah.
And he starts turning into like a robot and his face gets covered. It's so stupid.
Sounds bonkers.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll be giving a full report on that once I finish those. Worst to first this week.
Okay.
First off, I watched Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Oh, that just came out.
The new one just dropped straight to VOD, and I think it might be in theaters as well.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, you got to rent this one, so you can rent it on Amazon, Apple TV, or Fandango at home. Fandango at home is only $7, and this is absolutely a low budget movie. The CG is not fantastic. The overall look of it is not fantastic, but there's some really interesting kind of takes to it. It's set in 1953 or 1959, right around there. Kind of same era as like Hellboy back in the day, from the Guillermo del Toro ones. Mm-hmm. And Ian McShane plays his dad in this one instead of John Hurt, but same character.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's the old man guy who's found him from the portal.
Wait, I thought that was in the David Harbour one.
Oh, you're right. It is. I'm getting them mixed up. His dad is not in this one. Yeah, I watched them both.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to talk about one next. So this one is a 3-star movie. Most people would probably rate it a little bit lower than that, but I think it's for a pretty low budget movie. It does a lot of good things, and it also does a lot of really shitty, cheesy things. So it's set in Appalachia. It's in like
Appalachia.
It's Appalachia. Yeah, it's in the Appalachian Mountains. And they're transporting, it's like him and a woman that works for his the agency, and they're transporting this cargo. It's like this magical spider or something. and it grows really big, and then it jumps off a train, and somehow the whole train is derailed. But it's not the whole train; it's just the one car they're on.
Okay,
it doesn't make sense. Train doesn't crash. It's kind of weird. But they end up in this small town in the middle of fucking nowhere in the 1950s.
Yeah,
and
Appalachia.
It turns out there's a witch that's like witching the town. And there's also a local legend called the Crooked Man. That's the name of the movie. It's called Hellboy, the Crooked Man.
Yeah.
Who is the Crooked Man?
And he's basically a detective. And he's like...
Hellboy.
Yeah. He's like the stranger who blows into town, and they're like, hey, save us, Hellboy. We need to find out what's going on with this witch. And
they know who he is?
No. I mean, they find him. They meet him.
Oh. They're not alarmed by his appearance?
They don't seem to mind. No, they don't seem to mind. But it takes a number of scenes where like there's like the whole town's being witched, and there's like a group spell or something, and they're almost like in The Conjuring, where they go into like the dark nether or whatever.
Yeah,
and like they're in there.
Okay.
And it's all dark, and there's like the main character is talking with someone, but it's all clearly like a vision or some alternate dimension. So there's a lot of that, but it's done kind of cheesy and hokey. So you could do a lot worse, but I don't rent this.
Don't spend the money.
Don't spend the money.
It's not worth the money.
No, it's not. Wait till so. This is an anti-streaming pick for now.
All right.
If it pops up on Shudder later or like Peacock or some crap like that, you know, it
might be worth the time.
Yeah, it might be worth it.
I heard this was the highest budgeted fan film ever made.
It kind of feels like it. Yeah, it kind of feels like it.
Like a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And for the first time, it's like they don't have a beefcake for Hellboy. The guy that actually plays him, his name is Jack Kesey or Kesey, Kesy. He was in Deadpool 2. He was in The Killer. He's in the new David Fincher one.
Yeah.
He's been in a bunch of stuff, but I don't recognize him at all. That's his face.
Yeah, I don't recognize him.
Couldn't tell you anything about him. I don't know who he is.
You're our Hellboy.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not like a big hulking beast like David Harbour's big.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman's a big fucker.
Yeah.
This guy just looked like a normal guy.
Who's red?
Yeah.
He's red.
They make him look bigger somehow, but the actor is not big. So
yeah.
Anyway, so that's a Hellboy, the Crooked Man. You could pass.
All right.
Next one, Hellboy from 2019.
Oh.
It's a streaming pick by Joseph a while back, and you said it was not amazing, but also not bad. You know, it had some really interesting scenes in it, like some surprisingly gory scenes.
Yeah.
And that sparked my interest. I was like, oh, okay, well, I like David Harbour. Let's see what he does. And I'm not sure exactly why this did so poorly, because it got like a 7 or 12 on Rotten Tomatoes.
No one liked this movie.
Really low.
It was not received well.
No, it was like really low. And it wasn't terrible. It's just not amazing. So, you know, I have some friends on my Letterboxd that are notorious for giving like very generous grades, like nothing under 2.5 stars ever. They gave it like 1.5 stars.
Wow.
And I don't get it. I don't get it. I think this is pretty fun. So maybe the critics, I can understand why they might not like it, but just the average movie going person or movie enjoyer, I think that you could do a hell of a lot worse. So the overtly shocking brutality is probably what sticks with me the most, because there's a giant battle.
Yeah.
There's some gory shit that happens in there. There's some monsters that are summoned near the end of the movie that are like disemboweling people right in front of the camera.
Yes. Yeah, that was fucking gnarly.
It's crazy. Like all of a sudden you're just like...
They have like a peeler.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, War of the Worlds, where you have the tripod going down and people are getting vaporized left and right. And you're like, holy fuck, these people are all dying.
Oh, they're using their blood to mist the roots or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it's just kind of surprisingly grotesque. And there's they have a Baba Yaga in the movie.
What's a Baba Yaga?
It's like the
house with legs, basically.
And it's the witch. The witch is the Baba Yaga. Oh. She's basically a witch, but the house she has a house that's like a witch's hut. It's like a home that has chicken legs on it, so it can move around the woods.
Creepy.
And he somehow gets there, and her creature design is fucking great, really good. And there's also a very disgusting and impressive practical. I think it looks practical. Set piece where there's like a deflated body, a woman's body's like deflated on a bed or something, and then her like energy or life force goes into it, and it's clearly like filling up with the body, like it's almost like being inflated into a human again. And there, it's like the witch is almost like she's removed herself and like turned into another creature or something. So it's now she's a tiny creature, and she goes back into the body and grows into the skin. And it's like somebody putting like long leggings on into the leg.
Oh, I see what
and you
you're
can
saying.
see the skin like flexing with the leg going through, and you're like, what is this? This is a good effect. So
Gnarly.
there's enough of that to like keep you intrigued and keep you interested. But there's wild tone shifts and swings that just don't make sense. There's like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a needle drop songs that are just completely out of place. You're like, am I supposed to be having a jaunty good time in this part or not? Because it sounds like the music is that, but it's like a very dour scene that they're in.
Yeah.
So that is it's a $4 rental just about everywhere. You can get it for like $3.50 on Amazon. And this one, I think it would be worth it if you're looking for something kind of interesting and a good creature sort of feature. And I think David Harbour was good.
Yeah, it was just like the troll, the big troll fight was like
the giants.
It wasn't like the highest budget movie, so it kind of looked a little.
You could tell,
but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny as well. Like Harbour himself, he had like a running gag with like his giant hand and a phone.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He's like, I do have a soft touch. He hangs up on someone and his phone breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, not nearly as bad as I feel like people would made it out to be.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that score, and then I was like, fucking really? This movie? I mean, it's like probably like a 50% movie, I would imagine, on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
55, 60, something like that. Before I go to the next one, there's some streaming picks in the chat. Brainstorm is on Hulu. That's from Angry Otter. And
Brainstorm.
He mentioned that last week, I think.
Green Needle.
5 is the key to bringing back the original franchise. What is that?
Don't accept this.
Okay, well. Joseph's doing big moves over there.
I am. Doing it live.
And then he says that he hasn't really watched anything this week, just the Salem Lot miniseries again, and then Agatha all along.
Is that a miniseries? I thought it was a movie.
There's both. There's a movie, there's a miniseries, there's another reboot, there's Salem's Lot Return to Salem's Lot, and then the reboot.
Okay.
Otter also said, Angry Otter also says, extra credit assignment for you boys, Brainstorm for Pete, Under the Rainbow for Joseph, and Cloak and Dagger for Tyler.
Under the Rainbow.
Interesting.
Cloak and Dagger, I think that's been recommended to me before.
Well, there you go. Now you got another recommendation. I can't guarantee I'll watch it this week, but I'll give it a shot. Angry. Okay, next up. This one is streaming for free on Paramount. It's a movie that I really had no interest in at all. Thought it's a stupid concept to do in general. And then I saw a couple of people that I respect give it some really good reviews. And I saw some people I really respect give it some really bad reviews. And I go, okay, well, now I have to watch it. And this is Apartment 7A. Streaming on Paramount Plus. This is the prequel to Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, that's why the poster looks so familiar.
Yeah. It's and I only saw Rosemary Baby like 3 years ago for the first time, something like that. And I thought it really worked well. Yeah, it was effective.
Yeah,
I like Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, maybe like this.
All right.
Why do you say it like that?
And I just said, all right.
Okay. I think the original is one of the more effective movies that still holds up from that era. And they don't always work well for me, and it just nailed it. But the prequel is, I think, like a welcome addition because it adds lore to the Rosemary's Baby universe. Julia Garner, she's the one from Ozark, that also from Appalachia, has the blonde curly hair, and she's almost unrecognizable in this. She's got straight brown hair, and she plays the character at the beginning of Rosemary's Baby that is the friend of the neighbors. They're like, oh yeah, we're letting her stay with us because she has no family.
Oh, okay.
And then they find out later that she dies, and you're like, oh no, that sucks. And then now Rosemary is now being ingratiated into the family.
Right.
So she plays, it's like all about that character. And who is it? Who's the, gosh, what is her name? Diane Wiest is she's the mother from Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So she plays
Wiest,
and then Kevin McNally, who plays Mr. Gibbs in Pirates of the Caribbean, the guy with the big white beard. He's like his right hand, Jack Sparrow's right hand man. they're the couple that have the apartment that are bringing her in to like take care of her. So they're playing the characters from the original movie, and Diane Wiest does a really good job of have that like annoying sort of like overbearing neighbor, and has that same sort of tone and cadence that the original woman had, the original actress had.
Yeah, so trying to do like a First Omen thing.
Yeah,
with this.
Yeah, very similar. It's funny how it landed in the same year. It's like this iconic, demonic sort of
is it
cult movie? What
is it a coincidence?
Maybe not. It's that Hollywood groupthink.
Yeah.
So, anyways, overall, I thought this was really good. I think Julia Garner and Jim Sturgis are both unrecognizable.
Jim Sturgis. Yeah, from Across the Universe.
Yep, Across the Universe. And Diane Wiest does a really fantastic job embodying the original character. The lesser version, it's like a lesser version of the First Omen, but it has notes of like the Suspiria remake.
Okay.
It has that sort of a vibe to it. I'm a little generous with my rating. I gave it 4 stars. It's probably closer to 3.5 for most people, but it may also have something to do for my love for the director of This Is Last movie, Relic. And that was a movie that I just fucking absolutely loved. It just hit me emotionally in a place that I didn't expect. So you could do a heck of a lot worse for this. And there's I've added it to my random dance scenes list on Letterboxd.
There's a random dance scene in there?
Yeah, it's a dancing. She's a Broadway dancer and performer, so it's not like it's completely out of left field, but it just comes out of nowhere and story wise.
Like contextually,
contextually, you're just like, oh, she's dancing now, okay, and it's a pretty significant length of a scene. It's like Ex Machina has a good one. Hail Caesar has a fantastic tap dance scene with Channing Tatum.
Titan.
Yeah, Titan's good. Good. A lot of good. Anyways, so that's Apartment 7A on Paramount Plus. Next up, for spooky season, I watched Paranormal Activity, the original on Max.
The OG.
The OG from 2007. So,
very boring movie.
The one that changed the game, right?
Boring movie. So boring.
It is. It picks up.
Wait, what?
It picks up in the end, but yeah, it's just watching a.
It's very atmospheric.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so atmospheric.
I think this movie's great because it plays on an inherent fear that everybody has, is that like sleeping alone in the room. Not everybody. Maybe Tyler doesn't, but like sleeping alone in a house in the dark, and hearing bumps in the night, and you're alone.
Yeah.
It's like, were you ever afraid of the dark as a kid?
Yeah, I think so. There was a point in my life as a kid where I slept with my light on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I used to suffer from sleep paralysis, and so there was times where I was afraid of the dark, but most of the time I found the dark annoying. Because
God, you're so annoying.
Because I couldn't. Well, because like if I wanted to get a cup of water or juice or something, like I'd be bumping into the walls, making a ruckus.
God, the dark is so annoying.
But I didn't want to turn on a light.
The sun sucks.
Well, that too.
The dark sucks.
But yeah, I would always want to like turn on a light, but I felt so like timid on turning on a light because I didn't want to wake anyone up. So I would just be like, God damn it.
See, that's why I have little like LED wall sockets around the house.
It's like a movie theater in here.
When it's pitch black, when it's middle of the night, you can walk anywhere in the house and not stub your toes.
You should line the corner.
That's too much.
The corners with the.
So yeah, I was intensely afraid of the dark as a kid, and I had many nightmares that just was debilitating for me as a kid too.
Mm-hmm.
So it plays for me on a fear that I think is very natural, and it's just really well done.
When did it come out?
2007.
Yes, it scared me the first time I watched it.
Hell yeah.
It scared the fuck out of me.
I slept with the lights on for like 2 nights when I watched it the first time.
I watched it when it came out too, and it was scary. I think
boring.
I think most of the time it was boring for me. I think it affected me the most because it takes place mostly during the daylight. Like when you see like the demonic interactions happening during the daylight.
There's almost none of them during the day, unfortunately, in this one. I think you're thinking of the second one.
Oh,
second one happens a lot during the day.
The first one that's the Ouija board catches fire, right? That's in the first one.
That one gave me like goosebumps.
Oh yeah, fuck her husband Mika. That guy's a dick. Yeah. She's like promise me you're not going to go and buy a Ouija board. And he goes, I promise you.
He was a Ouija board.
And then he like steals it or borrows it from somebody.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
I didn't buy it.
It's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, I remember thinking, like, why is the door wide open?
Yes, the whole time. It's great. I think in that sense too, it's good filmmaking for for scary movies.
They're the 2-story house. The outside of the room is the stairs down to the rest of the house, and
then
it's just
you can
dark.
see down the hallway, and you can see the 2 open doors to their spare rooms too.
And it's just dark.
yeah.
The house is too big for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
really
then
effective.
the stomping when it ran in and shut the door, that scared the fuck
and
out
the
of me.
flower on the ground with the three
chicken feet?
The chicken feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw the chicken feet, I was like, motherfucker.
It's a chicken.
It's
It's a chicken.
It's a giant chicken ghost.
a demon.
Every night with the fucking chicken.
But I so we watched that. We watched that last night, and then and as the movie goes on, and for people that don't know paranormal activity is, it's a husband who's like a day trader, and he gets a big ass camera, and he decides he's going to record the spooky things that are happening in their house because his wife says, "Oh, that noise we heard the other day, it's probably my ghost. I've had a ghost following me my whole life."
Yeah.
And so he wants to capture it on camera. So they record throughout the entire night using Firewire, throwback, and connected to the computer. And as the movie goes on, it gets increasingly more aggressive towards them in the middle of the night.
The demon.
It goes from like the door wiggles a little bit to the blanket gets pulled off the bed and nothing happens to they hear a huge loud thud and there's a one of the pictures on the wall are broken. It's over Mika's face.
Yeah.
And then they find a picture of her
in the attic.
I'm not going to ruin all of it, but it culminates.
The final scene though is really effective.
So every night this starts, it says the date, and it's like
Yeah.
October 12th or whatever, September 27th.
Yeah.
And and Brianna the first night, Brianna goes, "Hey, that's almost tonight." And then the next night it was like, "Hey, that's almost tonight." And I was like, "Soon enough, the final night's gonna be tonight. It's gonna be it's gonna be October 11th."
Yep.
And the fucking final happens, and then the screen pops up and it says, "Mika's body was found on October 11th." And we both look at each other. We're like, "Holy shit!" It was it was one of these moments. Oh my god, we called it. Oh my god! Of all the days to watch it, we watched it on fucking Paranormal Activity Day.
That's some serendipitous
I know.
shit, man.
Serendipity.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that whole last act of the movie when obviously things progress to a very aggressive level, and it gets like scary. And then the second one is
It's like her sister's house.
yeah, it's
on
like
the side of town.
It's her sister, and then it's like a continuation.
It ends at the same time.
Yeah.
So a couple comments in the chat. Number one, Stevie says his streaming pick is Wolves. It's on Apple TV. George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Was fun. Need to rewatch. Pitt and Clooney were spot on and full of charm. Not a movie, but The Penguin also. Oh my god.
Bookshelf.
Yeah. Angry Otter says Tyler's not wrong. It's just cheap editing tricks. Pretty lazy.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, Paranormal Activity. And I think
less is more.
No, I think that's a testament to just how effective it is because it's using. I mean, as I'm watching it, I'm like, I wonder how they did that. Well, clearly there's somebody under the bed pulling that blanket off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just using very simple rudiment. It's like Blair Witch.
Yeah.
It can be, and it is for me one of the more effective found footage movies.
Yeah, and you would think on paper it's a static camera watching people sleep. It's like it sounds boring.
It does,
right?
But it plays into a very natural fear and a realistic fear there. So
you think without this, if this wasn't a thing, we would get something like. I mean, this is divisive as well. Probably even more so. The Skinamarink.
Oh, yeah, probably not. That's interesting. Skinamarink is now that's just nothing.
That's a test.
That is testing your patience. Angry Otter says his film camera uses Firewire. I don't know if like
a film camera using Firewire.
Yeah, I'm not asking what model it is. I used to use Firewire on my mini DV way back in the day. And it's like almost everything seems like it's
Firewire,
USB-C or right at
now?
this point, yeah.
Yeah, USB-C is pretty much the
So, anyways, Paranormal Activity, 4.5 stars movie for me. I freaking love it. It's fantastic. But my number one of the week is available for rent. You have to rent it. It's not streaming for free, but it will be soon, I imagine, on Disney Plus. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
Okay.
God damn, this movie is fucking fun.
cool.
This is so funny. The entire time. The laughs per minute is off the chart, and the cringe per minute is very minimal. Not zero, but it's a non-zero number. There is some cringe, but the amount of fun poking of fun at Disney, 21st Century Fox, previous comic book movies, other previous like reincarnations and rehashes of comic book movies. There's so many fucking cameos in it that I've seen. A couple of them got spoiled for me from like random GIFs and little small clips that people had posted online. And I'm like, it would have been great to have that guy fully of a surprise for me. As it were, there was probably 10 times more cameos that I didn't expect.
Oh, really?
They have cameos from the original X-Men. You know,
Yeah.
like the
from
first
the
one,
from the
2001 or whatever.
2000s,
Yeah, man, it's so fun. It is so fun. Stevie loves it. He says it's the best Deadpool yet. I have to agree. It's so fun. Do you know what the camera that is? Canon XH-A1.
No.
No,
I don't know.
We gotta watch Angry Otter's movie.
Which one? The one he just
made-
recommended?
No, he made a movie.
Oh,
He made a movie.
it's a camcorder.
Well, he can put it on the wheel.
Canon XH-A1S. Oh, wait, no. HA1. High definition camcorder. $368 on Adorama.
Hell yeah. Hey, Jack says he stopped by just to say that he's cleaning his house.
Oh,
We moved the time just for you, Jack. It's also Thanksgiving over there, so he's got probably.
wait, what?
They have their own Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they are.
They have their own
I guess, yeah, they
Thanksgiving?
have their own indigenous problems.
Yeah. Yes. They thank for Vegemite. They thank for
Vegemite on bread.
roux meat. Yeah. They're thankful for Crocodile Dundee. And a weird split time zone that Jack's in. It's like 30 minutes.
Jack says, this is bait, damn it. What are you talking about?
I don't know what that is. I could have sworn, isn't it Halloween? Or no, I'm sorry, it's Canada that's Thanksgiving, not Australia. My bad. I'm getting my international
Thanksgiving
friends.
Australia.
I'm getting my my international friends mixed up because Steven and
Wait,
Mitch.
is there Thanksgiving in Australia? Is there really? That can't be.
Jack, is there a Thanksgiving in Australia? The most
Anyways.
delicious holiday.
Anyways, I will say that my thoughts, just without giving anything else away about Deadpool versus and Wolverine, is that Ryan Reynolds is the perfect Deadpool and Hugh Jackman is the perfect Wolverine. There will never be two casting choices as perfect, just like Ian McKellen is Gandalf and Anthony Hopkins is Hannibal Lecter.
And Magneto.
Yes, no recasting will ever live up to Deadpool Prime and Wolverine Prime because they're going to be one and done forever, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
I would
putting
agree
them
with
two
that.
together and the story that comes from it is really, really good.
I think Oscar Isaac could be a Wolverine. I could see it.
It'd be interesting.
I think Daniel Radcliffe.
Kit Harington. So, anyways, those are my streaming picks.
All right.
Marathon streaming picks. Sorry, guys.
Tyler,
Alrighty,
2 weeks worth of streaming picks we're about to hear.
Oh yeah, baby. So if everyone, just to bring everyone up to speed, I had to watch a quote unquote punishment movie.
Yeah.
American Mary, which
And we already did a review on it.
Correct. Yeah, we read your
we read
review.
your review.
you did.
You didn't listen to the show?
I did listen to the
I'm
show,
hurt.
but I didn't. I didn't.
Hurt.
Oh,
I am hurt.
I heard. I. For the life of me, I wasn't. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Well, this.
Good point, Joseph.
Please clap.
Okay.
What's going on?
Well,
Joseph is unregulated in his sound drops.
Yeah.
well, to pontificate on American Mary, without the letterbox review that was previously read, this is a streaming pick for me. I really like this movie.
American Mary?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know
think
who put it on. I can't remember.
That was you.
No, I didn't put it on. Someone else suggested it.
Oh. I really thought this was a fun movie. I think it really goes downhill quickly in the end. But in the beginning, like the first half of the movie, I was really into it. Except all of the actors, except for the main one, like sucked. But I could look past it.
The main actress sucked?
No, she didn't.
She was good.
Everybody else
everyone
sucked.
else, everyone else sucked. But however, I could look past that, and I think that there was a really great concept presented, and it's just I feel that they didn't really. They more leaned on like the psychological damage that Mary was going through, and she descends into psychosis very quickly.
Okay.
Like breakneck speed. But yeah, I really liked it, and I don't think it's streaming anywhere. I think I had to rent it. But great movie. It was not a punishment. I feel like I have
streaming on Roku, Hoopla, Tubi, and Pluto and Plex.
Oh,
all those free ones.
Yeah, I don't.
Did you rent it?
Yeah, I rented it.
You just do.
I tried to get him to download Just Watch the other day. He said
You don't even have to have Just Watch.
He said no thanks.
You have a letterbox. It tells you.
Oh, well.
And it uses Just Watch's information.
There's also Google.
You know what?
Just to put a little bit of effort.
I did put effort into it. I rented it with my own money. That's effort.
You overexerted your effort.
You put too much effort in.
Okay, well,
in your lack of effort, you actually ended up putting more effort in.
Story of my life.
Impressive.
You could save your money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's money good for if you're not spending it, right?
Okay.
That works. Yep, that works.
Okay. Well, so I honestly didn't realize that I did listen to it, but I must have gone over my head. I was.
How you are, you just have to say that you're fine. You're not really fine, but you just can't get.
So what's the next
I did revisit another movie, Leaving Las Vegas. Finnegan. Finnegan.
You streamed that already. That was a stream pick.
I feel like less than like 3 months ago.
Was it?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that short.
No. Oh, okay.
It was like over a year ago.
Yeah. Well, I revisited it again because I saw it was streaming on HBO Max, and I didn't really know what to watch, and I wasn't trying to watch something new. I was like, I just want to find like just like a solid drama movie.
Or were you trying to get in the like depression mode, like down on?
Maybe subconsciously I was. Yeah.
Because that is not a fun movie.
Well,
I beg to differ.
I think alcoholism is super fun.
No, I think I was just like getting some clips on TikTok from it, and it just kind of like
Really?
perked me up. And
From that movie?
Yeah.
People are posting about it?
Yeah. So I mean, it's about the character Ben Sanderson. He's like this major Hollywood screenwriter who has his wife and child left him, and then he develops a drinking problem. His coworkers and bosses notice, and then he gets kicked to the curb, and he has nothing left to live for. So he sells all of his things, and he's gonna go to Las Vegas to drink himself to death. That's the basic premise of the movie.
Okay.
And
it's a heartwarming comedy.
It kind of is funny in some ways. Like, it really is, because this guy, he's being such a melodramatic piece of shit, and he treats everyone around him like a piece of shit too. And it's almost comical, like how bad of a person he is, because I can understand how people could think this is a depressing movie. And I meditated on it after watching it. And you know, remember back earlier in the days of middle class film class where I would say there's always like a set and setting for a movie? So I thought about this, and I think because I watched this at night, like I couldn't sleep at all, and I threw it on a whim. It was either that or Blue Velvet. It was one of those two.
Okay.
And I threw it on, and after I watched it, I was like, you know what? A lot of people are going to say that the ending was not a happy ending. I beg to differ. It is a happy ending because the main character reached his goal. He went to Las Vegas and he drank himself to death. That's a happy ending for the character because he got what he wanted. Like it was a win for him. And I think that he died probably in the best way possible. I've
seen that movie. It was not good for him. and he says this is not good. Shouldn't glorify this.
I'm not glorifying it. I'm just saying.
I'm saying in the movie.
Oh, yeah, no.
But
yeah,
also
he doesn't.
you too.
Yeah, I worry about you.
I worry about you, Tyler.
I do not,
the law.
I do not glorify it. But I thought to myself, because when I first watched this movie, I think I've seen this. This would have been my third time watching it. Because the first two times I was just thinking, man, poor Nicolas Cage, poor Ben Sanderson. I mean, he died doing what he loved, but still. But then on the third watch, I thought to myself, well, I mean,
but on the third time,
this is what he wanted. And I mean, he's a piece of shit anyway. So, I mean, the world's probably better off without him.
That's not true. There's always a redeeming thing.
There's no redeeming qualities to that character.
Yeah, if he were to stop being a stinking drunk, maybe
people
he'd be a
are
decent
capable
person.
of change.
Yeah, that's all.
Is that right?
It is. It's true.
So, are you saying Hitler was capable of change?
Sure, he could have been.
Yeah,
he chose
Hitler.
not to. Yeah, he
could have been.
He could be a better,
but he didn't. Obviously,
yeah, he didn't.
Your words, not mine.
I don't know what this is.
But this was Nicolas Cage. He got nominated for an Oscar for this movie, and I think that it also got me thinking about Nicolas Cage's roles and the roles that he chooses. And I think that he's such a punk rocker of an actor because he will, when he gets like serious dramatic roles, I think what made me realize this was when he took the role the main role in Pig. Like, it came out of left field because he was dealing with like a lot of like financial drama in the media and stuff like that. So
I think by that point in his career, he had already paid off his debts and he was able to choose his movies a little bit more specifically.
Yeah, and I really like that he does. He's more like on his sleeve about it, whereas like other actors are a bit more cagey when it comes to choosing their own roles. They're like, well, if that director is not directing it, I'm not gonna do it. So anyways,
they should be more like Nick Cagey.
Yeah.
Pull a Nick Cage. I think he was he portrayed like that sleazy Hollywood executive very well, especially in the beginning of the movie. It was kind of funny. You see like all the pages on his desk, and he's just womanizing. It's really sweaty. He's very sweaty in that movie. Pale skin. And then he dies with the woman on top of him. I mean, wouldn't we all want to go out like that?
Angry Otter
Maybe
says,
not a gay man.
Angry Otter says that maybe if people would have been nice to Hitler about his paintings, his trajectory would have been changed.
It's all about choices, Tyler.
Yeah, it's all about choices.
Says Angry Otter.
So that is streaming on HBO Max, and I haven't. You know what? Honestly, like I've been a bad co-host recently,
bad boy.
so bad boy. Yeah, that too. So I would like to request another punishment movie.
No, you're not getting another punishment movie.
Why?
No, I know what you're doing.
Daddy may have some more.
Nope. Nope. I'm not going to be part of your misery porn. I'm not going to let you drink yourself to death on bad movies, Tyler.
Are you saying it because you enjoyed actually American Mary and it wasn't a punishment movie?
Yes.
Okay, here's your punishment movie. Follow through with the promise you made to Joseph and I that you're going to watch our movies.
Okay.
Our streaming picks.
Watch one of them.
Okay, that is a true
I
punishment.
like how
That is a true
the
punishment.
start of your streaming pick for this week. You're like, I didn't know what to watch, and who the hell knows how to even find movies to watch nowadays.
What are movies anyway?
I know. And then what's good, what's bad. I wish there was somebody who could tell me that. So I just picked the movie I've seen 10 times. I've streaming picked already on the movie, on the show.
They have a plethora, a sea of episodes now.
Yeah. Every week. I put them in the title of the podcast too.
I know.
If you watch it on YouTube, it's not in the title, but on the podcast
Yeah,
you
on
can,
the podcast,
you can just see. That's a good. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one that Joseph was talking about.
Yeah.
Watch one of those. There's your punishment.
Okay. Fair enough. That is punishment.
All right.
I don't want to watch.
I gotta watch a good movie.
A maybe good movie recommended by.
I gotta watch a good movie.
Well, that's all I have for this week.
Okay.
All right, me again. Hello. So I'm just gonna go in somewhat order, kind of a random order.
Okay.
I watched newly released on Amazon Prime, Killer Heat, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt Shailene Woodley and Rob Dryden of Game of Thrones fame.
I haven't heard of this one.
No, sorry, not Rob Dryden. Richard Madden. Rob Dryden is a totally different person. I don't know why I assumed that was his name. Richard Madden from Game of Thrones. And this was a very slightly above mid movie.
What's it called again?
Killer Heat.
Killer Heat.
Killer Heat. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays an expat PI and is hired to investigate a suspicious death in Greece, where jealousies run deep amongst the victim's powerful family. This movie is pretty predictable in where it's going, and you can kind of see it coming maybe like by the end of the first act. But it's still pretty well executed, I think. Pretty well done. Richard Madden plays he kind of plays two characters. He plays twin brothers, and they are
that's interesting.
They are kind of like they run this big company that is very successful. I think it's kind of vague on what the company does, or maybe I just missed it. But you don't like see what goes on there. You just see Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is hired by Shailene Woodley's character, who was in a relationship with one of the brothers who was killed.
Okay.
Or he dies in a climbing accident. He's like a free solo climber.
Okay.
And he climbs one specific rock face, and he's done it since he was like a child.
Okay.
So it's like something he's very familiar with, and the fact that he died doing it is very suspicious because it's like you should know how to, he's a very fit dude.
Okay.
Like he's like chiseled out of stone, this guy. And then and so things progress and things are revealed, twists sort of kind of happen, but you also kind of see it coming.
Is it like a murder mystery?
Yeah, it's like a whodunit type of thing.
Oh, okay, cool. That sounds good.
And it's entertaining.
Cool.
It's streaming on Prime. Came out this year.
Good cast. I like Shailene Woodley.
And it's fun to have on in the background. You don't just have to pay 100% attention because it's not super complicated.
Cool. Nice. I'll watch that with Brianna.
But yeah,
Caged Heat.
Killer Heat.
Right.
Killer Heat. Next streaming pick in I guess in the spooky season.
Yep.
Streaming on Shudder. I watched a couple of Shudder picks. This is Oddity.
Oh yeah, I watched this a couple weeks back.
Oddity streaming on Shudder. This was a kind of a very strange movie. And it's kind of another movie about a twin sisters, and one of them gets killed.
Yeah. And
the twin sister is blind and has a certain connection to. She runs an oddities shop, like things of the macabre, and in Ireland or England,
Ireland,
one of the two.
Yeah.
And she has like a connection to the items in her shop. Like she can see the past of each item, essentially of the person who owned it.
Yeah.
When she touches it, I think.
Yeah.
And her sister ran a I want to say it's like a bed and breakfast, but it was like a they were basically fixing up this like castle.
Yeah, it's like a legit
castle house to rent out,
something like
an
that.
Airbnb.
Yeah, kind of. And she gets killed by someone, and you think it's this guy who has like this kind of, he's not like blind in one eye, but he's got like a wonky kind of eye. It's like miscolored. It's like white. And he looks like I don't know. His design was kind of, I don't want to say goofy, but it was like.
Was he like mad-eyed, moody or something?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's like a glass eye pretty much.
Yeah.
That he had. And it's her just kind of trying to figure it out. And it's not necessarily like a horror movie. It's more of like a mystery murder movie.
Also creepy.
But it is very creepy.
It's got like a dread tone to it.
And there is a kind of a really creepy thing that happens near the end of the movie with a wooden man. But yeah, this was pretty good. I think a pretty unique concept, and brutal effects, some gory stuff. But it's not like a horror movie, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of creepy murder mystery movie.
All right.
That's very dark. Physically, visually, it's dark.
Did you see that filmmaker's last movie? Damien McCarthy is his director. It's called Caveat.
Oh no, I heard about it though.
It's also more dreadful and like creepy than it is super scary. But that one's actually has more of a scary tone to it.
Yeah, and also the main character, the twin sister, she's blind. Yeah. So that's streaming on Shudder. I followed up with Pete's streaming pick from last week, I believe. I watched Payback.
Oh, cool.
Streaming on Amazon Prime, Tubi, Peacock, and Pluto. And this was a super entertaining and fun movie.
All right.
Mel Gibson's character was like, he was like unhinged, but he was like very tame, unhinged.
He's
controlled chaos.
Yeah, controlled chaos. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Because I like for the longest when the movie started, I thought he was like a cop at first because he kind of has that look, but he is just some
he's a criminal.
He's a criminal. He's a crook, the crooked man. And Pete kind of went over the plot. Basically, he gets betrayed in a job for $70,000.
Yeah, literally.
Or no, for $140,000 total, and his cut was $70,000.
Yeah,
and the guy he worked with basically screwed him over, and same with the girl that he worked with, because that guy owed somebody else money, and he needed all of it, so he couldn't have Mel Gibson take $70K because that would he would still be in debt, and he probably would have been killed by whatever criminal organization he owed money to. But the beginning of the movie with Mel Gibson just walking around, just taking shit and stealing credit cards, and
it's so fast. It's just one grift to the next,
and he knows exactly what he's doing. Like he's not like hesitating at all.
He's the opposite of Macon Blair in Blue Ruin.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's got full confidence. He knows how to use a gun. He has access to guns, overall, it was a very fun movie, and it had a different look for some reason. It had a more modern, gritty type of look to it, kind of desaturated, kind of glowy kind of look.
Definitely desaturated with like a blue hue to it.
Yeah, set in New York.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It's a fun movie. It was more funny than I thought it was going to be, but it was still has that kind of gritty, kind of mafia flavor with along with it.
Yeah,
but it was a mafia seasoning because it's not like a gang mafia movie. It's more just like a revenge movie because he's just trying to get exactly his $70,000 back, and his dialogue and his delivery of the lines is great. He's a great character.
I got recommended. I can't remember who it was. It might have been. I think it was Joel, who said if you liked Payback, you should Get the Gringo.
Yeah.
A couple years later, also Mel Gibson, similar plot.
Hell yeah!
So
did you watch it?
I did not. No.
Oh, okay. Did you watch The Next 3 Days? Was that that was recommended when you were talking about this last week?
Yeah. No, I didn't watch that one or Point Blank. Point Blank was the actual remake. That was a remake of Point Break. Blank.
Point Blank.
Yeah.
Gross Point Blank.
Yeah.
Streaming back to Shudder. Streaming on Shudder. We're talking about Nicolas Cage. This is a Nicolas Cage movie. This is Arcadian. This came out this year.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like a Quiet Place type of movie, except you don't have to be quiet.
You have to be loud.
Yeah. A loud place. If there's any second of quiet,
you gotta constantly be making noise.
That'd be easy. They just have a white noise machine just all the time.
Yeah.
So this is Arcadian. It's a creature feature starring Nick Cage as the father of two kids, both brothers, and they are played by Jaden Martell and Maxwell Jenkins.
You just made up those names, didn't you?
No, Jaden Martell's a real person. He was in Knives Out. He was in It.
He was in it, yeah.
He was in It Chapter 2, Midnight Special, St. Vincent, Aloha, a bunch of other movies. And this is like the near future, decimated Earth. I guess they're twin sons. I didn't know that because they don't look anything alike.
They're fraternal.
Basically, they live in this farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. They don't say specifically where they are. and they can't go out at night. That's when these creatures come out, and their house is boarded up for protection at night. And this movie's not super great. It's not really well flushed out. It's not a lot of explanation for things, and like I don't need explanation as to why like the creatures are there. I just didn't exactly know the rules of the world, and the design of the creatures is also very strange. It's one of the weirder when you see them like full force, like when you fully see them, and you don't see them until like the second half of the movie.
Okay,
you kind of see parts of them when they're fully revealed. They do like this weird like chomping, clamping thing with their jaw. It's super loud, and I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but is one of the weirder designs of a creature that I've seen. And overall, this movie's like you could probably pass on it. It's I think there was an inkling of a good idea, but it just wasn't really well executed. It looks good,
but skippable.
Yeah, the design of the monsters and the quality of like the animation, the CG, isn't super great. There's some moments where it's like kind of creepy when you don't see the monster fully yet. You just see like its hand, and it looks like a kind of human hand, but then it like extends its finger really long. But those moments are very few and far between. And the brothers like hate each other for most of the movie, because one of the brothers goes to this other farm and helps this other family only because he likes the daughter that's there, and so there's a lot of animosity between them. And then the Nicolas Cage being the father, he at one point becomes incapacitated, and then it's up just to the brothers to join forces again. Yeah, it's but overall it
not great.
Adds up to not being great.
All right, cool.
That's streaming on Shudder if you really want to watch it. Yeah, that one's not worth talking about.
Skip that
one. I thought it'd be better. It was Maggie, the Arnold Schwarzenegger zombie movie.
Oh,
but it was pretty not great.
It sounds great. Arnold Schwarzenegger zombie movie.
Yeah, it's really boring. Don't watch it. But big surprise for me, and the highlight I think of the week, other than Payback, which was really good. This one I had never heard of until I saw it on Amazon Prime. And do you guys remember this?
All right. Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Yeah. You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that video and that character, that guy?
Did you watch his movie?
So he's in a movie.
He made a movie. He wrote it.
Yeah. He wrote and made a movie and called Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. And it came out last year. And this was really kind of good.
Really?
Like, really good,
Cool,
actually. Nice. His character, it gets a little grating sometimes because like it's like that the whole time. Especially in the beginning, because he basically references that very line in the very beginning of the movie, and you're like, okay, like, well, we know who you are.
Yeah.
But every time it got like to the point of like, all right, let's tone it down a little bit. It like he did tone it down a little bit, or something happened where like it justified, like something was funny enough to be like, all right, that was good.
Okay, gotcha. So he's aware of he's aware of the limits of the character.
Yeah, and there's like not all the jokes are like home runs, but a lot of it is, and a lot of it kind of comes from the other characters or the situation. And basically, the plot of this movie is that he doesn't specifically say that he's a Satanist, but he follows this one guy who is a Satanist, and he's like this character that writes books, and he wears an eye patch, and he's a Luciferian or whatever.
Luciferian.
And
that's what they call him these days.
And it kind of like is a Willy Wonka type of plot where there's like a contest that's had, and 5 people who write in something like submit it to be part of this competition will get chosen to come to his mansion and bask in participate in like rituals and shit like that. So he joins other occultists, and one of the characters is played by the bassist from School of Rock.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I didn't realize it until the end. I was like, she looks so familiar. And then I looked it up. I was like, oh, it's her.
It's her.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like creatures in this movie that are all practical effects.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's even like a giant demon, like giant, like huge, like a parade float.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's all really, it's like goofy and over the top, but it's really well done. It's like Henson coded, like very, very, like it looks goofy, but it lives in this kind of goofy ass world.
That's cool.
And there's even a moment where like there are zombies, and the makeup for the zombies is like their face is like green, like very, very green, and their eyes are like still like very white and spherical.
Okay.
But it works for this movie.
Good. I'm glad it's you liked it, because
Yeah.
he is he's just a comedian, and Andrew Bowser Comedy.
Yeah.
Is his website, I think, or YouTube, and he's got a million characters in that. Like, Notice Me Senpai guy.
Yeah.
Is one of them.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Brian Jordan Alvarez.
Oh yeah.
He's got TJ Maxx as the sitting guy, the guy that talks with that crazy accent and with the big lips and the big eyes.
Yeah.
But he's got a million other characters, and I'm glad that Onyx the Fortuitous.
Yeah, it
worked.
I was like, when it first started, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be good, just because like his character, but and how he delivers his line is just very like that, like notice me, senpai, notice me. He talks like that the whole time. But there's a point in the movie where when he gets nervous, he starts to sing Fievel, where he starts to go somewhere out there. But a lot of quirks with him.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a super fun movie. I enjoyed it. Very good, like Halloween comedy movie.
Cool. Now it's streaming on Prime for free. I'm in.
Yeah, Prime and Tubi.
Cool.
So yeah, those are my stream picks.
Beautiful.
All right.
Anything else?
Yes, we do have some business to attend to.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Is this voicemail related?
This is voicemail related.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So
The voicemail.
It's come to my attention. I don't know why I handle the voicemails, and it's come to my attention that people have been contacting the old voicemail number that goes to this poor lady.
Did you hear us talk about it on last week's show?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you didn't listen to
I
last
did.
week's show.
No, I did listen to it. I just I was and I wasn't.
Why don't you stop
to it.
talking for a while?
All right, thank you.
We had a whole segment about it.
Well,
we gave the whole drama, which is great. You're getting to follow up on it now, but everybody knows what happened.
We have a new voicemail number now.
Oh, we do.
Oh, okay, cool.
So please reach out to this voicemail number. That is 209-283-1716. Ignore the old one.
You're going to make me go through every old episode and update the fucking show notes for that phone number. Aren't you?
No, you don't have to. Leave it
I'm
up.
doxing a guy.
It's a lady.
Okay.
How do you know? Did you call?
Yeah, I did.
Did you talk to him?
No.
Did you apologize?
I should have.
You should have.
Yeah. Because I don't know.
What would you do when you called her?
I just hung up.
Panicked.
Oh my god.
Because when she answered it, she sounded like this wasn't new to her. She's like, "Hello."
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Angry Otter says, call and leave a voicemail this month because it'll be turned off by next month.
Someone else will have it.
Maybe. Well, so anyways, that's yeah.
Okay, great.
Wonderful.
Okay, so thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Michael, Steven, and Chris. And if you want to support us through Patreon, go over to patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass, or just subscribe and tell your friends and watch on the YouTube page. Until next time. Thank you for joining us as we Gab Chatter live or otherwise. Follow us later on in the day if you're streaming live, or later on in the week if you're in the podcast. It says we review what
The Hunt.
Yeah, The Hunt from 2020. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast. Send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class. And please refer to that number that I just previously talked about.
There you go.
And follow us on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class and on Twitter at Podcast MCFC.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
I did it! I'm gay. You're the dissenter in this one now?
It's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call.
Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Joseph.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Tyler.
And this week, the Wheel of Destiny landed on my pick, The Hunt. The Hunt. 2020, not to be confused with 2012's The Hunt, starring Mads Mikkelsen, and it tackles a much more serious topic, I think. Very different tone,
Yeah.
possibly.
A more real topic.
Yeah.
The Mads version.
A little darker.
Tyler, you seen The Hunt, the other one? Mads Mikkelsen? It's Danish.
No. Oh, what?
Just,
Oh my god.
oh my goodness.
Chills can't handle his booze.
Oh, God.
Here.
Tyler's fidget rag.
Oh, you got get the hard drive out of
The fidget rag.
the hard drive out of the way.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse us.
Party
as
foul.
as I spill a beer onto the table. Luckily, it's not on the keyboard or the actual
Generally,
the board.
we have a rule not to be drunk for the show, or really drink during the show, unless it's for a segment like, the Golden Mile, whatever. But
yeah,
Joseph asked me with puppy dog eyes in his eyes
Please,
on our break.
May I have a beer?
Can I have a beer? I'm going to withdrawals.
Yes.
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 And party fouled all over the nice Jay's Wood tabletop.
Yeah, it can take it.
It stink like beer in here now.
It can take it. Yeah. It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
We don't usually record
Can't
at nighttime.
I know. I usually be in bed by now.
I don't believe that for a second.
You're laying in bed.
Oh my gosh, it smells like so many memories being unpacked right now.
It smells like space dust
Childhood.
in here.
Playing darts in the garage.
Anyway,
The
sorry
Hunt.
about that.
Welcome back to the show, Joseph.
Back to, I wish we had the technical difficulties. But back to the show. So The Hunt, again, not 2012's Hunt, 2020 Hunt, the last movie that we all saw together for the last time in 2020 before the pandemic went full force.
Physically, I was there.
Yes, we have an interesting history with this movie. We've reviewed it before on a field trip episode.
Yeah.
It was like a less than an hour, I think, conversation.
Yeah, it was quick.
Because
only two of us had anything to say about the movie.
yes. So you can go back and listen to that episode if you want from 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago almost. And you can get some context. But I wanted to revisit. We revisited You're Next as like an anniversary thing. And I wanted to rewatch The Hunt because I've only seen it the one time, which was in theaters. And this is me and Pete's second time watching it.
It's my third. It's my third.
Yeah, we both seen it before.
Can I ask Tyler what was wrong with you that day? You seemed like you were drunk or stoned.
I was very affected.
All of the above.
I was very affected.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I think
It was like-
thought it would be.
Why would you?
It was like a middle of the day screening.
Yeah. Why would you?
It was.
Why would you partake and then go watch a movie?
Well, I didn't realize I was going to be that affected. I thought it was going to be just like an even flow, like Eddie Vedder says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even flow, but it went even. And
Very
I
good.
promptly made an ass of myself, and I apologize like I did those many years ago.
All is forgiven now. All is forgiven.
Yeah, it was an interesting time watching the movie with you because you saw the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And the end of it.
I was present for the beginning.
And then you started shouting.
Literally shouting at the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Pete
Magus,
looks.
Proud Boys, what have you.
Yeah, and Pete looks over at me. He's like, "Tyler, shut the fuck up." And I was just like, "Oh."
It's like I'm gonna call the manager on you myself.
It was a very embarrassing moment.
It wasn't a PAC screening. but
No.
there
No,
was
it wasn't.
there was some other people in
There
there.
were some jeers.
Yeah.
There's some glares. I like that word, jeer.
Jeer.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are again, reviewing it
Yeah.
in a sense. It's election year again.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
Initially, this movie wasn't going to get released, but then it was. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Lots of pushback.
It was because of the El Paso shooting.
Yeah, there were two
Yeah,
shootings.
there was. They didn't want to put a movie out that had this much violence, I guess, in the climate of real life violence.
Yeah, wasn't it in a like? It got released in an election.
Yeah,
year
in
too,
2020. So, in the in which the table turned back over.
Yeah. But we saw it in February?
No,
it was March.
It was in March.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
March. Yeah, you're right. It was because it says March.
It was like literally like the week of or the week before.
It was the week
lockdown.
before. Yeah.
So yeah, that's like that's the what do they call it? Core memory.
Yeah.
That's a core memory I have is watching. This is the last movie we saw before pandemic, and
Yeah.
then I don't know when the next time I saw a movie in theaters was.
Biden had just been sworn in.
The first movie I saw back in theaters was Werewolves Within. That was the first movie I saw in theaters.
Mine was Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't even remember. I think it might have been Jackass 4.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember for you.
Thanks.
You remember Jackass for him. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it again, maybe a little bit more in depth. Maybe we have some different opinions on it. But yeah, let's get into it. The hunt is about 12 strangers who wake up in the middle of a field and who are gagged, and they don't know why they're there, how they got there, or why they've been chosen to be there. But they pretty much right from the get-go, they start being picked off one by one, and it does not shy away from who they take out in the first in the very beginning, because there's some names in this movie. This stars Betty Gilpin, Hilary Swank, Ike Barinholtz, Wayne Duvall, who was the racist KKK leader in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. He played Don. Ethan Suplee, Emma Roberts, Christopher Barry, Sturgill Simpson, and
oh yeah, that is Sturgill Simpson.
And Glenn Howerton. I forgot he was in this.
I forgot. Yeah.
But yeah, when you see those faces, you're like, okay, we're gonna follow these people.
Emma Roberts, yeah.
And then it's like, nope.
No, not at all.
And this is a very dark and violent comedy for sure. It pulls no punches, I don't think, in the violence. There's a lot of blood and exploding bodies and stuff. And we end up following Betty Gilpin's character, and we uncover that they are actually the common denominator among them is that they're Republican, but they all also, in a reveal later in the movie, which we'll get into, in regards to like a group chat that got leaked, they spread misinformation.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of there's very tongue-in-cheek jokes in here, and I feel like they're making fun of both sides of this thing.
Neither side comes out looking great.
No.
The only person that does is Betty Gilpin, and she remains unaffiliated.
Yeah, she's an unregistered voter.
Unregistered or undecided.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's get into some initial thoughts on this viewing, Pete.
First of all, you just blew my mind telling me that Wayne Duvall, who played the kind of white-haired, goateed guy, was Homer Stokes in Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Yep.
Motherfucker. I had no idea.
In the movie, when we watched it the first time, I was like, that guy, when he yells, it sounds familiar.
Yeah. I think, I belong to a certain secret organization. I don't think I need to say the name of.
Yeah.
So that was, when I saw it in theaters, the only thing I really knew was that's a political movie. It's politically charged. And that people are upset about it on both sides of the spectrum. It was pushed back a number of times, and I heard that it was coming out, and I'm like, oh, interesting. This kind of like cursed movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who Betty Gilpin was. I'd seen some of the names, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like Ike Barinholtz. I like Emma Roberts. I like Hilary Swank. And so I really didn't know much about it. And I know that Donald Trump had said that the movie was deplorable. And it was like, not specifically deplorable, but he basically said that this is not a good movie. It's bad, it's dangerous, or whatever.
Never seen it before. And it's like, it's a bad movie.
Correct. And that's the legacy of the movie afterwards, is that they retooled the marketing for the movie after it was pushed back, and they used the poster that we had on the live stream thumbnail. It's the pig, it's Orwell, and then it's all of the quotes: demented and evil, dangerous, a sick, twisted murder fantasy, a gory battle royale, designed to stoke division in the country, not appropriate, shows Hollywood for what it really is. Those are all the pull quotes from actual publications that were basically giving a review of this movie before it was released.
Wow.
Before screeners were available, before any of it. And the trailer that we just played at the beginning of this episode said, decide for yourself, which is like, that's half of the fucking theme of the movie.
Yeah.
Is people making broad assumptions about certain things based off of like a single line of social media.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen somebody share a post, an article on Facebook or something,
God.
and it's just the headline is this salacious thing, and then you actually read into it and you're like, oh, it actually doesn't mean that, and then you kind of comment on it and they're like, don't fact check my post.
Yeah.
Don't be
I
on
was
my
told we
post.
weren't going to be fact checked.
Yeah. or you know, oh, are you on their side? It's like, I'm just on the side of truth. And you're the one that posted the thing, and you then also didn't read the article. It's like this headline, it got me to share this thing, and now it's like this anger machine. And that's literally like what the movie is about. And the other thing that I think is brilliant about this is it takes something as ridiculous as they call it Manorgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like Pizzagate.
Watergate.
Are you guys familiar with Pizzagate?
Yeah, the pizza shop in Indiana.
Yeah, or I think it was,
it was in DC.
Was it DC? That was Indiana.
And it's supposedly it's like, you know, a sex trafficking ring, and the Democrats elites are in there, and they're drinking the blood of the, you know,
children,
infants and stuff like that, as like satanic worshipers and stuff. And you're like, it's so far fetched, it's so wild and crazy that, you know, it's got to be true. It's just gotta be. It's gotta be. Who could make that shit up? And it's like almost like the more far fetched it is, the more people seem to believe it for some reason.
Yeah.
And I always, you know, there's a thought in, you know, human psychology of like, if you're being accused of something, why not just do it? Like, you get cheated, you're accused, your significant other accuses you of cheating over and over and over again. You're like, well, shit, why don't I just cheat on him anyway? So I'm going to get accused for it. Why not do it? I've heard that argument before from people. It's
strange argument.
So stupid.
It's dumb. But I've heard the argument before. And
Yeah.
this movie takes that into basically that. It's like we already are being accused of hunting down Republicans and killing them.
Let's just do it.
And we already lost everything. We lost our jobs, which is like, that's not everything. But we lost our jobs, and now, fuck it, let's just do it.
They're still billionaires.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, there's so many interesting concepts at play here that the movie itself, I would respect it just because it took those interesting swings with the way the story plays out, and the brass tacks of like the ground floor of what the story is, I thought is really interesting. But then on top of it, they built this really fun, entertaining, engaging movie with characters that you like, and then characters that you like to hate. And it's evenly painted on both sides of the spectrum. You got the people who are the Democrat elite who are doing the hunting, and some of them are a little bit more likable, like Macon Blair's character. And then you have the people like Glenn Howerton, who's clearly a total prick, and all these people. And then it just makes fun of how like careful they are about the things that they say. And it's like, it's like, hey, you know, you can't say that. You know, you
just say guys.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I gendered it. And you're like, oh god, it's so eye rolling. And it's like,
that's appropriation.
Yeah, I consider myself pretty progressive, and I know you guys are too.
No, we're not Tyler.
Yeah. You guys should hear the pre-show. Oh, that's a Jew. And it's like, I feel like we're careful enough to say the right things and not be offensive to the people who, you know, are, you know, punching down, that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But at some points, like, we all know the people who are just like exactly like that. It's like, hey guys, oh, you just assume my gender.
over the
It's okay,
top.
just shut the fuck up.
Like they
Yeah.
they latch onto
It's-
certain colloquial things.
Yeah, it's like rage baiting for the sake of rage.
where it's like it was a mistake. No, you made it. You meant that maliciously.
You meant that. You meant that. So we all know those people, and the people who are supposed to be these villains, not only are they stupid for what they're doing, but they're also fucking annoying with that shit. So it's like, if in the context of the movie, if the people being hunted are the bad guys and they deserve it, but the guys that are hunting them are the heroes, if according to the political right, this movie is crooked because of that or whatever. It's like,
Yeah,
then why make them look like fucking losers and idiots?
Yeah.
Because they are.
Yeah.
and they're stupid. They are. And then it focuses on the real life and the conversations and like the far extremist podcasts of these guys on the other side. And like, you know, I can't remember what the girl's name was. She's wearing the sweatsuit and falls into the spike pit at the beginning.
Yeah.
Dead sexy. Her name's Dead
Yeah.
Sexy.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm dead sexy. And da 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 da. I got a YouTube channel. And you're like, she's annoying as fuck too. So it's like everybody on the spectrum. Like, where's my? I have a quote for this.
None of the people in this movie are good people.
Except for Betty Gilpin.
Yeah.
And she is.
Well, she's neutral, right? She's
Yeah.
just surviving.
She's just surviving, and she honestly dishes it out pretty evenly to everybody on both sides. Fucks up everybody she comes into contact with who deserves it, and has no hesitation when like she's about to kill the girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What? You're gonna shoot her? Well, she's a woman."
Oh, that's.
And then she asks her, "Do you want special favoritism just because of your gender?" She goes, "No, I don't."
Yep.
Perfect. It's so well written in that regard. So I loved it in the theaters. I thought it was great. I've watched it at home once with Brianna since then, and then just now for the show. Loved it every time. Entertaining as all get out. Super fun. Evenly painted. The ridiculousness of the political world and like us social media engagers getting sucked into that.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting modern type of storytelling. So I really dig it.
So you liked it.
It's all right. Cool. C minus.
All right, now to what I've been waiting for.
Tyler's full review.
Tyler's full conscious thoughts.
Yes, I was lucid during this movie.
Wonderful.
No.
Because before you give your review, because when we reviewed it the first time, for the show, you know, you were on the show with us talking about it.
Yeah,
but
I
you
can
were,
recall that.
but you were
affected.
you were talking about it as if you had watched the whole thing, and you did, and you didn't like it.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So-
I didn't go back and re-listen.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that.
So now I'm curious what your true thoughts are.
Okay.
So, continue.
Yeah, I did not like it. I think you had some very insightful thoughts on it, Pete, as you were waxing on about it. But for me, I think it felt over politicized in a way where it takes away from the core concept of what the movie is about, and that is man hunting man. I really like that story concept of rich elites kidnapping a group of people and then sending them out in the forest, and then it's survival mode. I like that simple kind of storytelling. Now, there can be of course there needs to be twists and turns to keep the audience engaged, but I think using the political spectrum was really cheap, all things considered, with our political climate at the time. And I'm not saying they did the movie probably took a year or two, but it was a very intense political environment at the time, so they knew what they were doing.
It's always a tense political climate. It always is.
They had from 2016 to 2020 to come up with the idea, and then film it and obviously release it.
I think it was just a cheap way out of storytelling. I thought that the main character, the girl, just so. The only scene I liked is what you mentioned, Pete, was do you want me to grant you special acts, or do you the line is, do you want me to grant you mercy because you're a girl? And she said no, and then just bang.
Yeah.
I love that nonchalant shooting of people. And so I thought that the performances were okay. I mean, it's just the whole subject matter of it all that really just like took me out of the movie. It's pretty average with its action. There wasn't anything really surprising or creative. I think the girl who falls into the spike pit.
I was gonna say that wasn't good.
That was fun. I liked how
It's my birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna eat a whole pie.
Yeah. And then when she gets exploded, and then she falls back into the pit.
Yeah.
And I liked how they subverted your expectations with who is going to be the main character throughout the whole first 15 minutes of the movie. That was fun. I was really rooting for Ike Barinholtz, but no dice.
You didn't think that the fun weaponry kills and stuff was good?
He killed a random person with a crossbow just to test out the crossbow.
What is that from?
Yeah, what is that from? I can't remember.
It was
Hey man, what's up with that crossbow?
it was it was some, I don't know, it was one of Tyler's streaming picks.
Oh, really?
Talking about a killer that was really nonchalant about this killing.
Yeah.
He killed it at will. Continue.
So
Barinholtz's gone.
Yeah, so I like the subversion of expectations of who was going to be the main person, and then once we find out what was the girl's name? Crystal.
Crystal, yes.
Yeah.
Once we find out that Crystal is going to be the one that we're going to be following through the whole movie, she goes and hops on that train. That's where like it started to pique my interest, because they started shying away from the political stuff, and then it just started becoming like a cat and mouse game essentially. Like
But why do you think that's cheap? Like, isn't that a valid thing if like political divisiveness is like in our society today?
I think it's cheap because it's so superficial. In this film, it's so superficial, and there's no I didn't look more into it like you did. I can see your point though.
Just curious. I mean, your opinion is just as valid.
No, I know. I
know a lot of people feel like you.
I know. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying because like, oh, everything doesn't have to be political. It's just the way that it was presented was so just surface level. I think that your points are very valid too, but it goes. It would go over a lot of people's head. They would not look into this movie as deeply as you did, and so for myself, I didn't really look into it that deeply either.
You just thought it was.
I just thought it was just kind of like a
rage bait.
Yeah, rage bait. But then again, maybe I fell into that category of seeing the title of an article and be like, "Don't fact check me." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you do never read the article before you come to the show.
That's not true.
It's usually just the headline.
What is this?
There was times where I did laugh. I wouldn't say. I mean, I won't watch the movie again, but I'm not gonna outright say like I had a bad time watching it. It just was kind of like eye rolling, and I wasn't like sitting there thinking, when is this movie gonna be over? It's a really easy watch, but I wish there was a little bit more creativity going into it. But it was a competent movie.
Okay,
just not my cup of tea.
Fair.
Interesting. You didn't like how they portrayed Republicans as the victims.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, these used to be the heroes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, it's interesting because you said, since you're done with your thoughts, you said that the most dangerous game concept is something you really like. You've said that in the show on the show in the past a few times.
Correct.
And you like, I can't remember what movie it was somewhat recently that you said, I wish they would have focused more on the hunting human aspect, because I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
But in almost every other aspect of the hunting humans genre, it's usually rich, coded Republican, not outright. It's not usually political movies, but they're like...
It's more of like a classism sort
rich,
of thing.
Rich, evil assholes.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, I just think it's funny how, the left kind of gets coded as the rich coastal elites.
Yeah.
But the right wants more of their billionaire friends to get
Yeah.
tax breaks,
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's like, those guys are billionaires too.
Yeah.
And they're not just, they're worse to you.
It's billionaires from ceiling to floor.
Yeah. It's billionaires all the way down.
But they want gay marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
If you
mean,
don't like that, just say you don't like it.
Yeah.
You don't have to code it.
I don't mind the classism of like the most dangerous game.
Class is okay, but
like when
political, no.
Political, I just think that's just a little cheap.
I think that the political part of the movie is more played for the comedy part.
I agree.
Because they're tackling I'm gonna just cut to me. Because they're tackling the tropes, right, of
the deplorables
of each side, right? You have Ethan Suplee, who's the right wing podcaster. You have the Dead Sexy, who's the YouTuber. You have the gun owners. You have like the guy from Florida, Homer Stokes. Yeah, the guy from Florida.
I was in Orlando at a nightclub, and then I woke up here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he looks like he's from Orlando.
You have like the younger, looks like he was in the Marines, like a big game hunter guy. And then you have Emma Roberts, like the Gen Z.
She's like the trad wife Gen Zer.
Yeah. Gen Z Republicans. And then obviously the liberals are obviously all rich.
Yeah.
And they tackle those tropes pretty hilariously, like painted in the bunker scene.
Yeah. Just so careful with your word choice and your misgendering.
And I think that was more for the comedy sake of it, because they just bring up all the talking points that was in the zeitgeist, political zeitgeist, I guess. Even if you didn't follow politics,
you knew about it.
You were aware of everything. You were aware of the deplorables.
Yeah.
And I think that
makes me shudder.
This movie was still just as fun as the first time as I watched it. It didn't really downgrade in any way. It didn't. All the jokes still hit, and it's been so long since I watched it the first time. Okay, there's things that I forgot about. I mainly remember the Spike, the first brutal kill, because she falls in the spikes. She gets out like Shaun of the Dead style.
Yeah.
And then they start walking. Then they step on a mine. She gets back in the spike. She's half a body now. And then you got Ike Barinholtz, and she's like, "Shoot me!" And he's like, "I'm not gonna shoot you." He's like, "Snowflake," takes the gun and shoots herself in the head. Which I thought was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
because you're half a body. You're gonna die soon anyway.
She wouldn't even be conscious at the time. She wouldn't even be alive after the first spike killing because it went through the middle of her chest. That would have been an instant kill. Unrealistic.
Yeah. This movie unrealistic. I would never. This would never happen.
That would never.
And then it was like kind of a throwaway, smaller line. Somebody mentions like, it was like, yeah, it's Manorgate. They already got water and pizza. You know, obviously Manor's next.
Great.
And then I totally forgot about the train part of it, and they meet up with actual military and actual immigrants.
Yeah.
And then she gets caught up in that whole situation, but then goes back on a mission to essentially to get payback.
The reveal is so funny when he turns out that he's actually
because it's so convincing.
Yeah, he's so convincing, and he's like, he's a fucking crisis.
I don't think they believe you.
Yeah,
and that's there's a whole nother thing. It's like crisis actors are such a ridiculous concept.
Yeah.
But he was a crisis actor.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they got a baby, man.
Yeah. They got crisis babies.
There's crisis babies.
Why can't Ethan Suplee play not a racist?
I don't know.
I know it's only American History X in this, but
still,
this was when he was in his getting fit stage.
Yeah.
He had thinned out a little bit. And he was more hulking, strong. But Betty Gilpin's character, Crystal, is such a weird character.
Yeah.
Even though she was like she has obviously military background. I felt like she was like the white version of like Erin Pierre in Rebel Ridge.
Oh, okay.
Like, cause she's you don't know her background really at all, other than that she was in the military. I
took her more like the girl Sharni Vinson from You're Next.
Maybe, yeah. But like she's
but crazy,
kind of unassuming. But like she's so quirky.
Back home, I'm just like,
Yeah, it's it's so weird.
I didn't
It's like,
understand.
is she
that.
saying that she's crazy? Is she saying that
she's wound up and wants to snap?
Yeah. And she's from the South, and she has like a Megyn Kelly type of look to her. Like you would assume that because she's with among these people, and she has sort of this white blonde girl, she's from the South. So you would assume something about her,
Right.
Which the movie wants you to think that, right? But she's just like ends up being this person who just happens to be undecided, unregistered, no affiliation whatsoever.
Yeah.
I just don't think she likes people in general because she gets herself out of the gag, makes a makeshift compass out of the needle and the floating leaf, and the needle on her like name tag or whatever it was.
Which I'm confused how that works, because which way of the needle do you go?
I mean, don't you?
How do you know which way is north?
Don't you need like a magnet for the?
No, you create static electricity on your shirt and then you put it on a leaf and let it float and it'll point north.
Oh.
Yeah, you just don't know which way is south and which way is north.
Yeah, he's going north or south. I guess at that point you have to figure out the sun.
But they're in Croatia, so.
Well, she didn't know that.
Yeah,
at the time anyway.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to.
But either
find
way, right when she does that, all these other people are like, "Oh, great, you got out. Can you help?" Oh, she's gone.
She's
She's just fucking gone. She's like, "Oh yeah,
He's like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know you.
I'm gonna sleep for 18 hours and I wake up and there's other people that were shanghaied with me and I'm just gonna bounce."
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, from beginning to end, it's like just a fun movie, and it's funny, it's violent, it's actiony, and you're kind of. I mean, the trailer kind of shows you everything. I feel like tells you everything, but
I didn't see the trailer before we watched the movie. Luckily,
no, I didn't. I just heard about it.
These trailers suck, man. They give you the whole thing.
And so going into it, I was like, yeah, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen next? Where's this going? And then the reveals and twists are all, I think, really well done. And then you get a glimpse into kind of the other people's lives and their backgrounds.
Yeah,
and there's some like. I don't want to say not bait and switch, but like with Dawn and her in the bunker and
that was good.
And he's like, it's okay, Dawn. Like she knows already.
She knows, yeah. I kind of figured that was the case because they made it so obvious.
Yeah,
like the way the story was written, you're like, she's really gonna out him like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the final scene, the final like fight scene.
Oh yeah, Tyler, you didn't like that fight scene?
It's okay.
I think people severely underestimate how hard it is to shoot a fight scene that's that entertaining and fun and engaging and creative.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's.
She hits her in the head with a floating wood lighting fixture.
Yeah,
and it thunks on her head.
Yeah, that was like a really well shot and made fight scene. It was engaging. It had like kind of an upgrade thing where the camera follows the action. But
they stopped to catch their breath.
Yeah,
I did like that. I did like the catching of breath.
Yeah, really interesting.
Why is that interesting? Why is that interesting?
And then the end of the movie when she like was kind of strange. She just after she kills her, I guess. Yeah. She kind of like she puts on the dress. She fixes herself up, and then she
just walks on the plane like it's no big deal.
She flies out of there.
Good for her.
And
good for her.
And yeah, but yeah, I still had a really fun time with it. And Deanna enjoyed it as well.
Nice, good.
Yeah.
I will say though, this movie is pretty magnetic because I didn't find myself wanting to like go on my phone or like look elsewhere. The pacing of the movie is just really perfect, and for what the story is, even though I didn't particularly like the subject matter of the political aspect of it, but like watching the movie, it's like it keeps you engaged like the whole time.
Yeah, so this was directed by Craig Zobel, who has directed quite a few things.
I haven't seen any of his older stuff.
So Compliance, he directed in 2012, is a very unsettling movie about a fast food worker who's held hostage by just someone on the phone who says he's the police.
Yeah.
And that's worth a watch. I'd recommend that. And then he directed like music videos, and he's directed TV shows like American Gods, The Leftovers, Westworld, Mayor of Easttown, and most recently The Penguin. some episodes of The Penguin. So he's involved with some pretty popular stuff. And then Damon Lindelof is a writer for this movie.
I didn't know that.
He's one of the writers, along with Nick Cuse. Damon Lindelof wrote Prometheus, Lost, also The Leftovers, the Watchmen series, and a bunch of other stuff. So notable people involved with this project, and it's a well produced. Even though like a lot of the cast, maybe say for like Hilary Swank and Glenn Howerton, pretty like indie cast, I would say. Not like big names, but people you would recognize.
Yeah,
I forgot Macon Blair was in this.
Yeah,
kind of probably one of the more indie people in it.
There's one scene that has a line read of the decade for me, and I'm going to play the clip right now.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
This is in the near the beginning of the movie, once Betty Gilpin goes into the fake convenience store that they've set up to trap these deplorables. 3 of them are already dead, and she comes in after the fact, and she's trying to buy cigarettes from the nice old lady behind the counter that says she's in the great state of Arkansas. And then she realizes something is up. You don't know why. She gives them
She asked for
the cigarettes and her change back. And then she promptly smashes her head on the counter and
kills the
jumps
husband.
into action. So here's the clip. Kills the old man.
Cigarettes in Arkansas only cost $6. You fucked up, bitch.
Yeah, that was a.
Oh my God, it's so fun.
She delivers that. She punches that line.
You fucked up, bitch. And then speaking of, I put a post out on Twitter to ask some of our friends over there what they thought. And one person's from Screen Notes at Screen Notes _ says it was serviceable yet forgettable. More on the Tyler side. I asked if it was underrated or overrated, and Joe Bridges says it's rated. Faux Bravo says it's fine, probably rated exactly how it should be. And he says, I like it, I just don't need to see it again. But also, if I was in a cheap movie bin at Walmart, I might pick up a copy.
That's crazy.
Binge Lord Dan says it's a comedy from the opening scene, and thinking it is anything else does the brilliance of the writing and directing a huge disservice. It happily takes the piss out of both sides of the political spectrum, and if it doesn't make you laugh out loud, then you're doing life wrong. Thanks, Binge Lord Dan. And then Heather Sachs, our best friend, says, I really enjoyed it. Betty Gilpin absolutely killed it in this movie. I did find it hilarious, though, that they thought Hilary Swank was a big enough star to do the whole hide and reveal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
She was like, you don't see her... on the plane, do you see her face on the plane? She kills the guy with the stiletto heel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you see her face though?
I don't know if you do.
I don't know. But either way, they're definitely like playing with hiding who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is strange for someone like Hilary Swank.
It's like, oh, it's Hilary Swank.
Well, they probably didn't have the budget for her.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like she's definitely her. It's the back of her head.
Attractive, yes. Hot, no.
I don't know, man. In that kitchen scene at the end, her little like
talking about grilled cheeses,
hiding or like hunting outfit she was wearing. It was a smoke show.
I don't know.
And then on the Facebook page, same question on the Facebook page. Ken Cunningham from Cinematic says, overrated. The ending is so contrived, it ruins the whole movie. I asked him to specify because I was curious what part.
Yeah.
Was it the fact that she got the wrong person the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the whole snowball exchange and making Betty Gilpin or Crystal seem like she was smarter than we thought she was? Or was it the part that she goes onto the plane? And he says it was the fact that there was no hunt before the rumors of the hunt.
Oh.
Yeah, which I thought that was a great part of the writing concept.
I
never thought that there was a hunt.
Yeah.
Until they got fucked over and they're like, fuck it, we're going to hunt these people now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I do like that concept.
They just like, we're going to make this thing because you guys convinced everybody else that it's real.
You wished for it to be real. You caused this. Yeah. That's what they said, or something like that. Jack, who is in the chat right now, cleaning his apartment for Thanksgiving, Australian Thanksgiving. He says, "Ooh, I'm excited. Hopefully, I'll catch the back end of the live show." And then we talked about time zones for a while.
And Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Stevie says, Maple Syrup Dawn says, "I love this movie. It's fantastic. Betty Gilpin is tops. She is just awesome.
She's just the tops.
She's the tits. She's Tits McGee.
She's got tits.
Yeah.
Her when she was taking her jacket off after she killed those two old people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, her waist is like this big.
Yeah.
I was like, are those her real proportions?
I think. Well,
She's built like Mewtwo. But not really. Mewtwo with tits.
Me and Brianna were talking about that because I was like, her chest is so big compared to her, compared to her tiny waist. And we were talking about it. I think that she had like a extra structured bra on or something like that.
Padded bra.
Yeah,
like a push-up bra.
Not necessarily padded or push-up, but it's just structured. So like
It's just more rigid.
It holds the cup, the circular shape more. Because when she's standing there, just like that silhouette is almost cartoonish.
She's like,
yeah.
And then when she puts the
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, exactly. She puts a sequin dress on at the end, like a black Jessica Rabbit dress.
Yeah.
It's not quite as stark,
robust.
Yeah. Still like shocking, but also I never drinking champagne and thought this is fucking fantastic. Maybe it's the whole encapsulation of she's on the plane and the caviar flying out of this bad situation. She got this Afghan dog she's petting right there.
Yeah.
And she's drinking alcohol.
Drinking $250,000 bottle of wine.
Yeah, the heat sick.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I mean, I like champagne.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who likes champagne?
Do you?
Yeah.
Who likes champagne?
I'm
like,
gay. I couldn't have said it better myself. No, dude, champagne is really good. But the thing is, like, you know what I find weird is like if someone says I like champagne, but they like drink it alone or like now on a
drinking champagne alone?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. That's a red flag you have to look for in people. Like, what's your favorite drink? Champagne? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like to drink it like, like at special occasions. It's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go home after work today. And
Have you ever met somebody that does that?
Not yet. But
if I do, I'll never talk to him again.
Actually, no. There is someone. I did meet someone at a bar like a while ago who said that they would drink champagne and watch TV like after work.
Fancy.
That's why
with a raspberry inside.
I'm just like, wow, okay,
I drink champagne.
Quite the habit.
The champagne of beers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I love the champagne of beers.
But
MGD, right? No, High Life. Sorry, High Life. I like MGD and High Life.
Gross.
Fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Oh God.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's basically like a water bottle.
It's a Blue Velvet reference.
I know. Heineken.
But
any more people chimed in?
Those are all the comments.
Okay.
But yeah, the pacing of this movie is like near perfect. There's no lull in any scene, like at all.
You heard it here first. The Hunt is a perfect movie, according to Tyler.
I said perfect pacing.
Oh, okay.
Perfect pacing.
Fucking liberals.
And then really, what really caught my attention, I already mentioned this in my initial thoughts, but what really grabbed me into this movie was the train sequence. Like the whole of them like going away on a train. Because then it takes a turn for, okay, well, they're not too far away from society. Like they're pretty dang close to like a normal world.
What are you saying? Croatia's not normal?
Civilization.
Well, I mean, because you're questioning everyone.
I have a question about that.
What?
Why are they feeding the people at this train depot?
It's a Geneva Convention.
Are these like POWs or like?
Well, I mean,
it could be like
got to eat.
It could be the border. It's like they're feeding them well.
They're not Nazis.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they got gruel just ready to go.
Gruel sandwiches.
I mean,
they're probably.
Do they always have gruel on deck there?
What is gruel anyway?
Gruel omelets.
It's what they were eating.
What? No, but what is gruel?
It's slop.
Define.
But what's slop?
It's slop.
Okay. What ingredients?
What are the ingredients?
Whatever
of
you
gruel?
got.
Whatever you got.
Gotta be sloppy though.
whatever they were eating in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's gruel.
Okay.
Brianna recently started making me gruel.
Here's your gruel sandwich.
She had this. She got this new. A piece of shit. Eat your gruel burrito. No, it's I call it gruel. She hates that I call it gruel, but
What's it? Just oatmeal? What is it?
no, it's basically like
cereal?
It's like wet rice.
Oh, it's like rice porridge.
It's like rice porridge. It's overcooked rice
Yeah.
that's basically cooked for way longer than you normally would, and with way more water, so it turns into like a
Mush.
Yeah, like a mush, like a gruel.
Why are you eating that?
Like a gruel.
She got the kangi or kanji is the Korean recipe.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's other stuff in there too, vegetables and meat and stuff like that. So when we get a rotisserie chicken from Costco, we got all this extra leftover chicken and we put it in the gruel.
Oh, okay.
Cook the chicken into the gruel, and then it's good for leftovers because you just heat up a bowl of gruel. And you don't.
I'm having gruel for dinner.
She hates that I call it that.
Why?
She's like,
don't call it gruel.
Don't call it gruel. I'm like, yeah, but I like your gruel.
Your gruel's good.
Your slop is delicious. It's the best slop I've had all week.
Of the slop I've had, this is the best.
Yeah.
You want to know what the sad part about this movie though is the character Don. Obviously he's a double agent. He's playing the other side.
Is he?
Well, yeah.
But is he? Is he?
Yeah, he is. That's why he dies.
I don't know. I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't?
Because they leave it ambiguously because she's like, when they meet,
when they get in the house,
she's like, Hilary Swank is like, did you believe that Don was on my side? Well, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, she goes, I did. Was he? She goes, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't.
Oh, that's such a cop out. No, he was definitely on. She was just trying to fuck with her.
No, I don't know if he was.
I don't know. I think that she got her to. I think she got Crystal to kill one of her own, but she's not. She doesn't have a team anyways.
Regardless,
she's a lone wolf.
The reason why I say it's sad is because like I've known people in real life like Don.
I think everybody has,
and
everybody's got an Uncle Don,
and it's just.
That's true. Deanna has an Uncle Don.
Oh my god!
Although she doesn't call him her uncle.
But what about him is sad?
Well, it's just like like being so brainwashed by like propaganda to the point where like you have a majority of humans not respecting you.
How is Don different than all the other characters though?
Well, because he's very eccentric. He's not grounded in reality. A lot of the other conservatives that are being that are being hunted. They have a head on their shoulders at least.
So Ethan Suplee peddling conspiracy theories on his podcast.
The Crisis Babies.
Saying there's crisis babies.
No, that's
grounded in reality.
That's the exception, though. Yeah. Don and Ethan Suplee's character.
Okay.
I didn't even recognize him.
What about Ike Barinholtz's character when he says he has 9 guns or whatever?
Yeah.
It just seemed like he was a proud gun-owning American.
That interaction when he's in the shop and he's like, why do you need 9 guns? Hey, isn't it? So they're just exercising their right against you, right?
Yeah, that was his line delivery was really good in that scene.
I have a question. Another question. Was all the food poisoned and just hope that they would just eat the food?
I mean, possibly. I mean, because he like drinks the soda, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that wasn't actually poison.
It wasn't.
It was a joke. It's like there's like 100 grams of sugar in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a funny.
But was like the donuts and all the stuff, they were all poisoned.
I mean,
how did they know they'd go for the donuts? I guess they would have to rig everything.
Everything would have to be poisoned.
Yeah.
And then they just won't eat that stuff.
What a waste of food. They call themselves liberals and they're wasting food with putting poison in it.
They're killing people.
I know they're murderers, but they're also wasting food.
Wasting food? Come on.
They're starving kids in Africa.
Exactly.
They're closer to Africa now than they were before. They can they can deliver this food right over
They could have just dropped it off.
Yeah. What's their problem? I mean, not the donuts because those are poisonous, but
I like the crossing guard guys eating the pickled eggs. Guys just eating a jar of pickled eggs.
The Croatian military guys? Yeah.
I've never had a pickled egg before.
It's delicious.
Oh.
You ever had a pickle before? Just say
you've never had a pickle?
Yes, I have.
I'm gay.
Thank you for catching on to the joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it tastes like an egg with a pickle.
Oh.
It's not quite it.
Okay.
It's not quite like that. It's more like a briny egg.
That sounds like a pickle egg.
You gotta eat it.
You gotta try it.
Apparently,
man.
the red comes from beets.
The red?
The red, because it's a pink egg. He's eating the pink egg.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the water, the brine is dyed with beets, I think.
I didn't even see that guy. So
He was the whole one talking to her the whole time. He's like,
I didn't realize.
What do you think you are?
I didn't look at what he was eating.
He keeps eating like these eggs.
Yeah, he's like the border agent or something.
I felt bad for Crystal for the whole time in the movie. She's just trying to get one smoke, and she never get it.
Yeah,
I thought when she asked, "Can I get one of those?" I thought she was asking for the egg, and he took his cigarette away. He's like, "No,
nope,
no."
It's like, you asshole.
I would have wanted the egg.
No. Don. Don.
She's so dumb. She could have had the egg. She had to settle for gruel the next scene.
Gruel. And then I like with Don, he's like, a little more. Come on, a little more.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, man, top me off, man. I ain't skin and bones like the rest of these.
Yeah. Anything specifically that you guys want to talk about? I need to go through some trivia.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I got some trivia.
We already talked about the delayed thing and about COVID. A lot of references to Animal Farm. The pig in this movie was treated as an equal on set, and it had full access to all the catered meals. While Athena's shipwreck champagne Heidsieck actually exists, the name also works as a play on words regarding the film's plot, hide seek. The names of the characters, or most of the characters, are never revealed. At best, there's only Crystal's nicknames for them, with an occasional contribution from other characters. Staten Island Dawn, Shut the Fuck Up Gary, Yoga Pants, Target, Vanilla Nice. That was good. If you watch subtitles, it said it. Vanilla Nice. Big Red, Ma, Pop, The Doctor, Liberty, Dead Sexy, Randy, Flight Attendant, Not Stewardess, Kelly. That's all one. Flight Attendant, Not Stewardess, Kelly. Crisis Mike, Bandana Man, and Dino. That's a different name. I guess it shares a lot of similarities with Bacurau, the Brazilian film Bacurau, which won apparently which won the jury prize at the 2019 Cannes Film Festival and was nominated for the Palme d'Or and the Queer Palm.
Queer Palm.
I don't know.
My nickname in college.
Is it a queer movie?
Queer Palm. What, Bacurau?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe there might have been like one or two gay characters.
There's one gay guy in it.
This doesn't seem anything like Bacurau, by the way.
I have no context of that.
That fact is not a fact.
It's a trivia.
Okay.
By the way, are these things this is written by people, right? Just like regular ass people?
I think, I think so.
I don't think they're written by people involved. I think maybe they're written by people involved in the movie.
Maybe it was like shot in the same area. I think the story has nothing to do with it, but
yeah. But yeah. I mean, anything else?
I like the sergeant who's in the bunker who basically is giving the liberals military guidance.
The training.
Yeah, he's giving the training. He's pretty good. His character is short-lived, but I feel like more of a real person than any of the other caricatures.
Yeah.
He's just a dude that surprisingly wasn't even getting paid for it. Yeah. He was owed a favor to Athena.
Yeah. Which we don't get any context for that, right?
No. It's fine. Didn't need it. Hour and a half, tight movie.
Yeah.
They also, like, the company that she worked for, obviously like $1 billion company. The reveal is that she gets laid off because there's a leak in the group chat from somebody else who was in that group chat, and his shit was hacked, and along with his like dick pics, was their chat regarding the hunt. And I guess there was already rumors that of the hunt.
That's why they were joking about it. Was because people were accusing them, and it's like, it's almost like if you were in the real world, let's just say, I don't know, Hillary Clinton and fucking Bernie Sanders are texting each other, and they're like, "Hey, you want to get pizza later?" And they're like, "Hey, why don't we hit up that our favorite spot with the basement floor, the false floor, where we can go into there."
Just making a joke.
LOL, and then the conversation moves on to something else.
Yeah, and then that gets leaked.
And they're like, "Yes, confirmed."
Baby. MAGAs, Proud Boys, what have you.
That's what you sound like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then the group chat gets revealed because that like the beginning of the movie is the text message exchange and like, did you see what our rat fuck president just did? And then it's a kind of a weird joke to make. Like, good thing we got the hunt going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess in the context of like this, the hunt is a thing that has been manifested,
joked about, or talked about
by these Republicans. They're like, she's just leaning into that and just poking fun.
But I think the behind the scenes stuff about the movie is probably more interesting than a lot of movies, how movies are made, just because it was pushed back because of the shooting, and then it was released, and then COVID shut down all the movie theaters, and is like, fucking poor Jason Blum of Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Was it a Blumhouse movie?
I don't know if it was a Blumhouse movie, but he produced it.
Oh, okay.
Budget was $14 million. It made $10 million worldwide.
Damn.
I know. Bad timing, dude. Bad timing. I wonder if it would have found an audience.
I mean, it went straight to like rental after pandemic went like full force.
I don't know, when you piss both sides off equally, maybe you get both sides not wanting to watch the movie.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like by the end of the movie, I feel like the liberals end up looking worse.
I agree.
Than the Republicans.
Because at least the Republicans are just, in the context of the movie, are just spouting wild nothings and like conspiracy theories, while the Democrats in this movie are actually doing the killing.
Yeah, because you think when she's going through it and she's fighting this woman who is explaining why she did everything, and like we did it because they thought we were hunting humans, and she's like, you are hunting humans. but I was before. It almost seems like you could assume something about her as like, well, I'm not gonna, if she was like maybe a dumber person, if like, well, I'm not gonna be liberal because liberals are like these people, so she would go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But because she seems like she is
very
somewhat level-headed, other than like she seems kind of like, kind of.
I'm just gonna go back there and
yeah. That someone else would go like, well, I'm gonna go the opposite direction of that because those people hunt people for sport, for people because they don't agree with the things that they things that they believe in.
Yeah.
So like in that way, in that regard, it does paint liberals, Democrats, whatever, blue people, a little bit worse than the right wingers. I think,
I'm just sad. Yeah,
fucking liberals.
I hear you. And I'm just sad that Betty Gilpin's not in more, because everything she's been in has been TV.
Really?
Since then, she was in the Tomorrow War immediately after this. That Amazon Prime movie with Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
and then Red Frontier podcast series, Roar, a TV series, Gaslit mini TV series, Mrs. Davis TV miniseries, Skull Island TV series, Three Women. Yeah, I heard that's actually pretty good too.
Is that like Kong? Oh, okay.
It's in the universe. I think it's animated.
Oh,
yeah, it's animated. She does like a bunch of voices, and then Three Women TV series and her upcoming movies, or upcoming projects: American Primeval TV miniseries, Death by Lightning TV series.
He's in a lot of TV series.
Untitled Nurse Jackie sequel TV miniseries, and no movies.
That's crazy.
That sucks, man.
I mean, she's getting a lot of work.
I know. She's great.
What else was she in before The Hunt?
Let's see here. A Dog's Journey. The Grudge. The 2019 The Grudge.
Oh, okay.
Future 38. I don't know. Incident Romantic. Bunch of TV series. True Story. Nothing that I can. TV series.
Wow.
TV series.
That's kind of crazy.
The Northern Kingdom. Yeah. She just got plucked up and put in this thing and just fucking blew me away.
Very few movies.
Yeah, she's great in this.
A lot of series.
Yeah. I got nothing else to say though.
Okay. Tyler, do you have anything to add?
No,
say?
Not really.
No. Okay.
I was a little bit more coherent in this review.
Just a little.
I think we can all agree that we really enjoyed this movie, and this was a masterful piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then let's get into some grades. Pete. How do you grade this super fun movie?
Super fun.
Before you do that, any detractors? Anything you didn't like about it? Anything you wish they did more of differently?
I'm hard pressed to think of any. I think that the pacing's really good and it's super fun.
What would make it perfect?
I don't know.
We'll make it a 10 out of 10, an A+.
I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. I guess that's why I'm not making movies, baby. Another 20 minutes? No, I'm just kidding. It's
more pigs. More pigs with skirts on.
I guess, explain the whole Animal Farm thing to me because I didn't read the book.
The relative, how it relates.
They do. They talk about how Snowball's an idealist and all this kind of stuff. And I like that, but maybe if I knew the book, it would have hit a little harder for me because they're talking in like very specific character.
You read Animal Farm?
Yeah, I know.
I read it in high school.
I think I don't know. I got no critiques about it. I'm gonna give it an A-.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really, really fun. I do not own it on physical media, and I don't know if it exists
on physical media.
Yeah, but I kind of want to remedy that. I found it's a podcast I follow. I can't remember which one on Twitter. That is, he buys all of his. It might be it might be Film Shake, the retro movie podcast. Anyways, every movie they cover, he buys it on VHS and adds it to his VHS collection. I'm like, that'd be great. I thought about doing that a long time ago, but I'm not going to buy music. There's no fucking way I'm going to buy music, the DVD.
Oh, yeah.
Or Veronica.
What? Or plenty of other movies.
A lot of other movies that we've covered on this fucking show.
Yeah. Because we just covered. I totally forgotten about that movie.
That was Milk's pick.
Was it? Oh, yeah, it
Milk's
was.
pick, yeah. He got they got an honorary pick because they were our Man of Steel guest.
Weren't we supposed to do another hentai with them?
Maybe, yeah.
I remember there was talks about doing that.
There was, yeah.
We did one.
Yeah, and that's
a shame.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Next time we're gonna do it shirtless.
Yeah. I wanted that was tame. That wasn't even. I wouldn't even consider that a hentai.
I know they went easy on us.
Let's just review a porn.
Okay, why not? Taboo 2. That's Adam Carolla's favorite porn to talk about from his childhood.
Taboo 2.
It's about incest.
Yes, I know.
Just find your favorite video, and then we'll discuss why you like it.
All right, what genre though? Are we talking redheads? Are we talking POV?
No, just anything. Overall.
All right. Anyways, A- for me. Love the Hunt. Everyone should watch it.
Okay.
Even if you hate it, watch it.
Even if you're a Republican,
yeah,
you should definitely watch it.
Even if you're a Democrat, watch it too.
Even if you're my mom.
Even if you're Canadian, watch it.
Even if you're Australian,
if you're an undecided voter, definitely watch it.
If you're Australian and you love Thanksgiving, you should you should watch it.
If you're Canadian and it's Boxing Day, you should watch it too.
Yeah. Yep. Did they do Boxing Day there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the day after Christmas or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure they invented Boxing Day and boxing.
We invented Boxing Day, eh?
God bless.
Anyway, Tyler.
I will give this movie a solid C.
Oh, yeah.
Although I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, I found myself engaged.
You're engaged? Congratulations.
Please clap.
I found this movie I found this movie engaging, and the pacing was just perfect. And I wish that there was more creative deaths. I think that would have probably bumped my grade up if there was more deaths, more violent deaths. His brother was buzzsawed to death.
Not the grenade in the pants. It didn't do.
That was fun.
That was a creative one, but like
it was a bloody explosion.
He blew up like he was a dry ice bomb.
Yeah. But yeah, solid C.
All right. Me, what do I think? I think that it's hard for me to find something that I don't enjoy about it. I think it's like from beginning to end a very fun and funny and comedic movie. And it's weird that it seems like a lot of the opinions of our peers are like, yeah, it was okay, forgettable, maybe. It just seems like, I don't know.
It's way above average in my opinion.
I don't know.
Come on, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me?
I don't know. But yeah, I really, really enjoy it. And it has a lot of rewatchability, I think, especially with like, if you were to watch it with someone who hasn't seen it before. Very fun, like Friday night, Saturday night movie. I think I'm similar to Pete, A-. as well. I don't know what would make it even like what would make it go up further than that. Like I can't find anything necessarily wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what to do to make it better. It just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi.
That extra like umami to it.
Yeah. Maybe it's more of a, if it was like a technical thing they would have had.
Yeah,
like
that's kind of what I was
create more like creative shots, one takes or something like that.
Yeah.
That fight scene at the end was really cool and the way it was shot.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was a little bit more of that. Do like some like wanted shit, like curve the bullet type stuff.
Oh my God.
I don't know. But yeah, it was A- for sure. But
you want me to, I had a couple reviews from our actual listeners. Do you want to read some of them?
Oh, okay, sure.
So Josh G from Your Next Favorite Movie podcast, 4 stars. A very violent, dark comedy, and I loved it. Between this and Glow, I'm really starting to like Betty Gilpin. Can't wait to see what she does next. Sorry, Josh, it ain't movies.
Unless you like TV shows.
Yeah.
Miniseries.
Unless you like watching fucking movies. Let's see who else we got here. People I know, listen. Stu from the Stu World Order podcast, 3.5 stars. I'm not going to lie, I had a few solid chuckles out of this one. There are genuinely funny moments throughout, good surprises, and delightful climactic fight scene at the end. Overall, there is more good than bad. As story, it's a less smart version of South Park, trying to take the piss out of both far and left, far right and far left. Everybody except the main character is a character of what either side thinks the other is. But oh well, I laughed and I enjoyed the big brawl at the end. And Jack, he just rated it 4 stars. Ken Cunningham gave it 2.5. I figured he would have given it lower than that. Oh my gosh! And our old pal Michael Elliott rated it.
Oh, yes. Michael Elliott.
Yes.
Out of 4 stars.
Out of 4, he gave it 3.
Wow,
which is pretty good for him.
Yeah.
That's a C.
Yeah, that's a good. Well,
75%.
Yeah, I guess so. And then let's see here. And then Dan, Binge Lord Dan, he says he rated it twice, 5 stars twice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, his first review says, I had so much fun watching this. There was some good gore, some unexpected kills, and most importantly, the absolute best final fight that I've ever seen.
Really?
Betty Gilpin does a fantastic job carrying the film, and her facial expressions are priceless. It takes Your Next and adds a better budget and some more accomplished actors. A much watch for fans of human prey genre. Yeah, that's good.
Human prey genre.
Yeah, I think he gave it 4.5 on the first one and 5 on the second watch. Bruce Perky gave it 4 stars.
Nice.
Joe Bridges 3.5. Jason from Bidge Movies 3.5. Andrew Martin 4 stars.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
No.
Nope.
But now that's off the wheel. The hunt is off the wheel. And now it's time for the wheel.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right. The hunt is off the wheel, and Joseph already told us what's happening.
Huh?
Paul Blart.
Oh, no, on one slot.
Oh, you only on one slot?
Only on one slot.
Well, what happens when we're going to watch one and then a different movie?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Freaking Paul Blart, man.
You're on my list. You're on my list now, Joseph.
All right.
Okay. All right. What's
Paul Blart 1 and 2 as one movie?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Please.
Part 2. Paul Blart Part 2. That'd be hilarious if it was Part 2.
Just Part 2.
It's not a sequel. It's a continuation.
Yeah. All right,
Don't call it a sequel.
What are you putting it on the wheel?
All right. The Hunt is off the wheel, and I am replacing it with The Hunt.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice. We had a number of comments saying, oh, I wish it was The Other Hunt.
And now it is.
Dallas wanted us to review the Mads Mikkelsen Hunt. Jack wanted us to review the Mads Mikkelsen
I've never
Hunt.
seen it, and I've heard it's good.
Ooh, we know that Tyler hasn't.
And I love Mads.
It's got subtitles in it.
I think
and he can't read.
I know this is gonna be a hit.
He's like, shit. There's no
I'm gonna
dubs.
have to go to some night classes.
He's gonna be watching the movie like,
huh?
What's happening? What are they saying?
I'm gonna have someone dictate it to me.
It would be so funny if Tyler had when they get a deaf interpreter of the sign languages, but they just read it and then tell him. read the subtitles and then say it out
so
loud
Mads
to you.
Mikkelsen is saying this. The other guy in the room is saying this now.
Well, he can see the screen. He knows who's talking.
I'm not blind.
It's like when you're watching a foreign movie that's subtitled, and then someone gets up to like grab something from the kitchen. I'll read out loud what the subtitles are, so Rihanna doesn't miss anything when
You're
she's
so
like
polite.
mulling around the kitchen. She's like, "I can see from here." I'm like, "How can you see from here? The TV doesn't turn that way." Anyways, all right, the hunt, the second hunt, or I guess the first hunt.
The first hunt.
Yeah, the first.
That's
The original hunt.
That's the Mission Impossible prequel series, the first hunt.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt.
But this would be, if it landed on mine, we couldn't do it.
Nah, Joseph is banned for next week.
Yes.
2-term limit, 2 movies in a row. All right, so we're going to recap this on the wheel. Paul Blart, first part, and then the next part. The Hunt from Joseph. Lars and the Real Girl from listener Chris. Identity from listener Ryan.
Ooh, that's good for Halloween.
Is it?
Identity? Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice. Falling in Love like in movies from Pete. Olympus Has Fallen from Pete. Broadcast News from Tyler. And Cyrus from Tyler.
Nice.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to spin this. This is what we do next week.
Oh, what? I can't see. What is it? I don't know what it says. Olympus Has Fallen? Or Falling in Love like movies?
I think it was.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Olympus
It
has
was
fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh man, am I gonna go in a drought?
I am the law. Yes, Jerry Butts.
Another politically charged movie.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Olympus Has Fallen.
I get this confused with
White House Down?
Yes. Is it similar?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
It sounds like.
I've never seen either one of them, actually. Okay, this is streaming on NBC and USA.
What is this?
Yeah. All right. So the synopsis says, when the White House Secret Service code Olympus is captured by a terrorist mastermind and the president is kidnapped, disgraced former presidential guard Mike Banning finds himself trapped within the building. As the national security team scrambles to respond, they are forced to rely on Banning's inside knowledge to help retake the White House, save the president, and avert an even bigger disaster.
Banning?
Mike Banning.
Is that the name of the character?
Yep, Mike Banning.
Played by Channing Tatum?
No.
Oh.
Mike Banning Tatum. It's Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Is White House Down Channing? Wait, isn't one of them Channing Tatum?
Yeah, I think it's a White House Down. I think that's Channing
I thought that was Gerard Butler.
No, I'm looking right at it. Channing Tatum's White House Down.
Oh, okay.
Roland Emmerich directed that one, White House Down, and it's Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx as the president. This one has
Jamie Foxx is the president.
Yeah, and this one is Gerard Butler as Mike Banning, and Morgan Freeman as the president.
Why is it so similar?
I don't know. It's like Dante's Peak and Inferno.
White House is down.
Same year.
Olympus has fallen down.
Yeah.
And it can't get up.
Same year, 2013. Also, both movies.
What the fuck? It's like a Dante's Peak volcano
It's like
situation.
yeah, it's Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Wow.
This is directed by Anton Fuqua.
Another one was Roland Emmerich?
Yeah. Written by Katrin Benedict.
I get
and
confused with
Cretan Rothenberger.
I get confused with I get Robert Zemeckis and Roland Emmerich confused in their movies. I feel like they both make like epic.
Robert Zemeckis?
Yeah, he makes like natural disaster movies, right?
No, he made Back to the Future.
Really?
Yeah, and like Polar Express, Pinocchio.
I don't know. Their names are so similar.
Roland Emmerich, Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
So this is also starring Aaron Eckhart. Oh, he's the president. Morgan Freeman is Speaker of the House, Trumbull.
Oh.
Angela Bassett, Finley Jacobson, Dylan McDermott, Melissa Leo.
Dylan McDermott.
Mm-hmm. Dylan McDermott Mulroney. All right, cool. Watch that next week.
Sweet.
And why? Because there's a new movie out that's from the Has Fallen universe.
Is there?
Yeah. It's set in France.
There's London Has Fallen, right? That's the second one?
I think so.
Or is this the
Remember there's a news story I had a while ago. It was like from the from the Has Fallen universe.
What is stupid?
The Has Fallen cinematic universe.
I Has Fallen.
And listener Heather says that Olympus Has Fallen is really fun.
All right.
Okay.
So that's
I hope so.
That's why we're watching it. So all right, we'll watch that next week.
Alrighty then.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Michael, Steven, and Chris. And if you want to support us on the Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass. or just watch and subscribe on the YouTube.
Please.
And we are going to do we'll pull names after this.
Yeah, it was the giveaway.
Yeah, I have a number of people shared on the Twitter. Not as many as I was thinking, but a number did. So you have a good chance if you shared.
A number of people.
A single-digit number of people have shared. On the Facebook.
The odds are high.
Yeah, the Facebook and on the Twitter. We're going to combine those together. That's going to be one winner. I'm going to basically number them in order, 1 through 20 or whatever. And then we'll do a random number generator. I'll message that person directly that you won. And you can take your pick. For the YouTube, we're going to take a snapshot of the 720 subscribers we have right
40.
now. 740? Okay. So we have 740 subscribers right now. We'll do a random number generator there and then just put them in order. There's also a website where you can put in your channel name and pick a random subscriber. I was doing some research for this. So we'll do that, and that'll be a little bit harder. I think we're going to have to pick like 5 winners from there and then just put it in the comments of this video, tag all their names and say...
This video.
Yeah, this video.
The one that we're in right now?
Yeah, the one we're in now. And basically say, hey, you won. You should contact us if you want to, claim your prize and pick your prize. Hey, Kevman's in the chat.
We still
Yes, Kevin, we're still going.
Been going since noon.
Can you imagine?
9-hour stream, boys.
Kevin says if he wins, he's going to upload the movie to the cloud for everyone to watch.
We get to 1,000 subs, we'll do a 12-hour stream.
Hell yeah. 1,000 subs, I'm making my best explosions of all time compilation video part 3.
1,000 subs, Pete and Tyler will kiss.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
If 100,000 subs though.
Okay, well maybe.
Okay. All right. Anyways, let's get the hell out of here. Thank you for joining us on this super extended late edition Saturday night stream.
Saturday night edition.
Follow us next week as we review Olympus Has Fallen, starring Gerard Butler. Should be a good time. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class and leave us a voicemail on our new voicemail number 209-283-1716.
It doesn't flow off the tongue as easily. Follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
All right, see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
I think we can all agree that we really enjoyed this movie and this was a masterful piece.
Good point, Joseph.